Cape's leader, sports radio play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Chatham A's baseball, sports radio play-by-play. Let's go A's! Wooden bats through the fog, playing under the lights. The stars of tomorrow shine tonight.
From Veterans Field in Chatham, Massachusetts, it's time for Game 6 of 2026. The Chatham Anglers hosting the Brewster Whitecaps tonight. Chatham coming off its best game all season, its first win all season, hosts the Brewster team in good form as well, having won each of its last 2 games. Alongside Jake Klein, I'm Chase Abrams. Jake, this is a Chatham team that started 0-4, coming off a 17-2 thrashing of the Cotuit Kettleers at Lowell Park, but facing a Brewster team in good form as well. If you look at the team stats across the Cape Cod League, Chatham is actually middle of the pack despite the 0-4 start to this season.
Right, and if you looked at the individual leaders across the Cape League, you would assume Chatham is among the teams with the greatest starts to the season, with the best records in the league, because they've got 2 starting pitchers with 0 ERAs. They've got now the league's leader in OPS and RBIs in Gabe Frazier. They've got another of the league's top batters in terms of average in Jacob Parker, and another in terms of OPS in Connor Schaus. It just hasn't all come together quite yet, but if today looks like yesterday, Chatham would be in good shape.
2 nights ago, Angel Cervantes started the game off with 5 no-hit innings. Last night, Jack Omen, 4 1/3 perfect innings to start his night. And meanwhile, Gabe Frazier went deep twice, drove in 6. Chatham takes the win, 17-2. We've got first pitch coming up at 7 p.m., but before that, it's the Anglers Extra pregame show coming up on the other side. Jake Klein, as always, catches up with manager Dennis Cook, and then I talk with a special guest on Catch of the Day. It's all coming up next on the Anglers Extra pregame show on the other side on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham Bars Inn is Cape Cod's premier 4-diamond oceanfront resort. With 217 luxurious rooms, guests have access to numerous amenities, including a private beach, complimentary children's programs, 4 award-winning restaurants, a new world-class spa, an outdoor pool, and tennis courts. Year after year, Chatham Bars Inn is recognized as one of the top resorts in the world. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
The Anglers Extra pregame show continues from Veterans Field ahead of Game 6 of the Cape League season. Chatham hosts the Brewster Whitecaps for the first time in 2026, and it's time for the Manager's Show. With the Chatham skipper, Dennis Cook, I'm Jake Klein. Dennis, 17-2, first win of the season yesterday in Cotuit. What clicked offensively?
The kids just started seeing the ball. It's one of those games, you know. You hope that they can stay on a roll, a little bit of a roll here, get a few games under our belt. But the guys saw the ball good yesterday and squared it up.
No people talking about having a short memory in baseball, not getting too high or not getting too low. But how much do you want them to keep yesterday's game in their mind as they come into today?
Probably none. Just show up today. Today's a new day, a new pitcher. Just go out and have great at-bats and compete every at-bat of every pitch of every inning.
Specifically, Gabe Frazier had just an unbelievable day. 6 runs batted in. Just the second time your team has scored 17 runs in a game since 2011. What worked for Gabe at the plate yesterday?
He hit a couple balls up in the wind, and he picked the right park and the right day. But he hit both balls good. So he swung good yesterday. You know, him and Cole did a lot of working on the off day, the BP, and a lot of talking and, things like that. So, that's good to see that he's applying what Cole is talking to him about.
You said yesterday that you felt like your team was really starting to bond with that practice the other day. How did you see that kind of come to fruition yesterday at Lowell Park?
Just the kids are getting used to each other, and they're talking and having fun and joking around and things like that. It's always good to see, and sometimes we forget this is summer ball. It's not life or death. Maybe at least not for me, and it's really not for the kids either. We want them to compete and play hard and act like good people and play the game the right way, but it's not life and death.
Not to be outdone, Jack Omen with 5 shutout innings on the mound in his first start. What stuck out to you about that performance? A
lot of strikes, a lot of quick innings, a lot of low pitch count innings, really economical with his pitch count. Fastball plays up good. He's got good riding fastball. Secondary stuff was solid, so he's a good pitcher.
Connor Schaus came out of the bullpen also for his pitching appearance. I know you've told us he's going to pitch some this summer. What's the plan for using him as a pitcher?
We'll use him once or twice a week and just wait and see, how much we can use him.
Do you have a pitcher who, at this point in time, you consider your closer out of your bullpen?
No, we don't have a closer. Nobody's really jumped out at me. I think Connor is probably the closest that we've seen so far.
Chatting with Dennis Cook on the Manager's Show before the A's take on the Brewster Whitecaps at Veterans Field. Dennis, today you turned to a starter for the first time. Gavin Guidry goes for the second time this season. What would you like to see him build on after his first outing on opening day?
Just a lot of strikes, be more economical with his pitches. We didn't play really good defense behind him last time, so hopefully the defense will play good and, we'll limit his pitch counts and he'll be able to go deep into the game.
I think a lot of Mississippi State fans, Chatham fans held their breath. College baseball fans held their breath when Tate Davis and Jacob Parker collided at first base yesterday. How's Jacob feeling today?
I think he's doing okay. We're going to keep him out of the lineup today. That was a pretty good crash and between two really good baseball players. So we're glad everybody's came out of it relatively okay.
Do you expect him to reappear for Chatham before he heads to Team USA?
I hope so. That's up to him. I'm going to leave that completely up to him. We're not going to push it or take a chance with him. He's too good of a talent. And like I said, it's summer ball. It's not life and death, and we're not going to take chances with any of our kids.
There's Dennis Cook on the Manager's Show. Game 6. Dennis, thank you for the time.
Thank you.
Back to Chase Abrams as the Anglers Extra pregame show continues.
Thanks, Jake. Jacob Parker, a precautionary exemption from tonight's starting lineups. We'll go over changes to the starting lineups from last night's contest coming up in a little bit, but first it's time for Catch of the Day coming up on the other side on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod.
Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, located right around the corner from Veterans Field at 790 Main Street in Chatham. Pick up a pie on your way to the game or grab a calzone before first pitch. The dough for their specialty pizza is rolled right before your eyes. Eat in or take out, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and sometimes later. Call 508-348-0200. See their full menu online at sweettomatoscapecod.com. Sweet Tomatoes, a Chatham pregame tradition.
Welcome back on the Anglers Extra pregame show. It's time for Catch of the Day ahead of Game 6. Chatham hosts Brewster today, and I'm with yesterday's starter for Chatham, Jack Omen. Jack, typically a strikeout pitcher. You struck out 90 in just under 70 innings this past season, but you didn't record a strikeout until the 4th inning yesterday. How were you able to kind of induce soft contact and get through the order without striking guys out yesterday?
Yeah, I feel like it comes down to just attacking with the fastball. They're a very swing-heavy team, especially early in the count. And by throwing strikes early in the count, they were mishitting the ball a little bit just around the park, and my defense made plays behind me.
You had 3 strikeouts the second time through the order. How did your approach change the second time you faced these guys?
I think I just settled in a little bit. I only threw like 30-something pitches in the first 3 innings, I believe, maybe first 4. And so, first time throwing in a couple of weeks against live pitching or live hitting, and just got settled in a little bit more, got to feel out my pitches.
Your pitching coach at Yale, Coach Wojcik, was very open about your struggles when you first got on campus last year. He said you were the worst pitcher on that staff. Now he refers to you as one of the best pitchers he's ever been around. Talk to me about the development that you made from getting to campus in the fall to the spring of your freshman year.
I was just kind of like a raw arm when I showed up on campus, and I kind of put my head down and grinded that first fall. Learned how to fail a little bit. Went back home during the winter, worked with my dad, who was my pitching coach, and just kept at it, and the results showed up in the spring, so very thankful for that.
Your dad pitched in the big leagues for 10 years. Just how important is it having a guy with that level of experience in your ear all the time?
Yeah, I mean, talking to him about my outings afterwards and just getting feedback like that from so much experience is super helpful when it comes to attacking hitters and especially the mental side of the game. I feel like that's where I'm the strongest, so...
I know you guys have utilized MLB The Show to kind of figure out pitch selection and attacking different hitters. Can you walk me through what that process was like?
Yeah, so I would sit in my dad's office. That's where my Xbox was, and I would boot up the show, and he would end up calling my pitches at times. And I ended up throwing a no-hitter with Sandy Alcantara, and that's how it first started. And then I had him keep coming back to play ranked games, and so I got a feel for how to attack hitters a little bit with that.
That's good to hear. I mean, 10 seasons in the big leagues, nothing to scoff at for sure. Just 2 offers coming out of high school. You threw just over 40 innings in high school. How'd you end up at Yale?
I was super committed to my academics during my high school season. My parents both pushed for me to do well in the classroom and stay committed to my studies and keep up with my extracurriculars. And so I felt like I'd be doing myself a disservice by not keeping that in mind when it came time for the recruiting process. And the Yale coaches saw something in me, and I'm very thankful that they did. And I ended up there, and I really love it there.
Just 2 offers coming out of high school. But after your freshman season at Yale, when you led the nation in ERA, it seemed like everybody wanted you. I know your dad at points thought about changing your phone number. Was there a specific day where you received like a crazy number of calls, or a specific call that you remember that kind of comes to mind for crazy stories with other coaches trying to get you to their team?
I don't want to get into specifics. There's not much there, but I think after I threw 7 innings against Rice of complete baseball, and that was the first time it really started kicking up. And then obviously when the scoreless inning streak kept going on and on, the calls kept coming in.
You're studying economics at Yale with the hopes of becoming a GM someday. Why do you want to pursue that career path?
I've grown up around baseball my entire life. It's how my brain works. It's what I'm very committed to right now, and I just love being in and around the game. And if I can stay in the game for as long as possible, I will.
I know you talked to a different Yale guy, Theo Epstein, about his experience as a GM. He's pretty well known around these parts. What was that conversation like?
Well, I was kind of in awe when I was talking to Theo. He's just such a smart guy when it comes to these things, when it comes to the business side of sports, and he's just any insight he gave me when it came to scouting opposing players, even practicing scouting reports with my own teammates. It was just super cool to have that experience and kind of put that into action a little bit.
Catching up with Jack Omen ahead of Game 6, Chatham hosting Brewster in just a little bit. Jack, you are one of the most recent additions to the roster, to the people in camp right now. How are you liking Chatham so far?
Man, I love it here. It's so gorgeous here.
What's been your favorite part?
I'd say the beach. Spent some time on the beach. I'm from Arizona, so we're all beach, no water. So a little bit of water around here.
All right, well, Jack, thank you so much for your time. Back to Jake Klein for the rest of your Anglers Extra pregame show.
All right, Chase. Jack Omen, yesterday's starter for Chatham. We will let you know who starts for Chatham today on the other side. Pitching matchup, lineups, and first pitch all ahead on the Anglers Extra pregame show.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod.
Year after year, Cape Cod League Baseball and Chatham Bars Inn have been synonymous with summer on Cape Cod. The Inn has offered clam bakes, beachside barbecues, and oceanfront dining since 1914. The new Beach House restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Visit Chatham Bars Inn at www.chathambarsin.com. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Chatham A's baseball is on the air right now. swings and hits one to left center field. Back goes McFadden. He will not get there. It's a home run. A grand slam for Todd Frazier.
Chugging into second base with an RBI double is Evan Longoria. He is 4 for 4.
Hit on the ground, left side. Will it get through? Off Crawford and into center field. Federovic scores and Chatham wins it in 11. The game-winning hit from Seager. It's a 5-4 Chatham winner.
And now, with your play-by-play, Chase Abrams and Jake Klein.
Lineup cards have been exchanged. We are back at Veterans Field getting ready for first pitch. But before that, Jake Klein has your lineups brought to you by Chatham Clothing Bar. Jake?
I do, Chase. Starting with the visiting Brewster Whitecaps, 3-2-0. Adam Magpok, the left fielder from San Diego State, leads it off. Then Jamie Laskowski, the shortstop bound for North Carolina, bats second. Jacob Lee, the Virginia Commonwealth University catcher, hits third, and Cass Strayer is the right fielder from Florida in the 4-hole. Owen Jenkins, the DH, headed to Texas Tech, bats fifth. P.D. Kraska, the North Alabama first baseman, sixth. And the bottom third of the Brewster order is Texas A&M center fielder Terrence Keel, the second. Tennessee second baseman Jay Abernathy, and Indiana third baseman Will Moore. For the Chatham A's, 1-4-0 under second-year skipper Dennis Cook. Rhett Johnson, the center fielder from NC State, leads off. Then Connor Schaus, the DH from Texas Tech, bats second. Bino Waters, the left fielder, headed to LSU, bats third. Harlan Hovatter, first baseman from Mississippi State, is in the 4-hole. Nolan Traeger, the Arkansas-bound catcher, bats fifth. Corbin Reynolds, the right fielder from Vanderbilt, sixth. And the bottom third of the Chatham order is Cooper Neville, the Alabama-bound shortstop, Gabe Frazier, the third baseman from Florida State, and Rob Rispoli, the second baseman from UConn.
Now it's time for the national anthem at Veterans Field.
Please rise for tonight's national anthem. Shelley Sequin is a longtime Chatham resident with a passion for beautifying the community through gardening and public art. A dedicated member of the Chatham Garden Club, Shelley currently serves as the lead gardener at the Chatham Lighthouse, where she and her volunteer crew have transformed the gardens throughout the historic Coast Guard property. Visitors are encouraged to stop by and enjoy the results of their hard work. In addition to her efforts at the Lighthouse, Shelley designs and maintains the seasonal planters at Chatham Payton Hardware, helping keep downtown Chatham colorful and welcoming. Shelley also created a whale that is currently on display and available for bidding as part of the Art in the Park exhibit at Kate Gould Park and Main Street. Please join us in welcoming Shelley Sequin.
Thank you, Peter. I appreciate that beautiful introduction. It's such an honor to always sing every year here at Veterans Field, and I'd like you to join me in singing this year and share that honor. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
National anthem has concluded on this Military Appreciation Friday night. It's time for your pitching matchup, presented as always by Red Nun Bar and Grill. For Chatham in the field first, Gavin Guidry takes the mound, 6'2", 184-pound right-hander who just wrapped up his redshirt junior season at LSU. He starts things off. One appearance, one start to his line so far. It was the opening day starter for Chatham. 8.10 ERA, 0-1 record in 3 1/3 innings pitched thus far this summer. When Chatham's up to hit, it's Charlie West taking the mound. He's a southpaw, 5'11", 182 from Yukon. Just wrapped up his senior season with the Huskies. Your umpires for today, brought to you by Chatham Paint and Hardware. Mickey Garcia calls the balls and strikes with Robert Melms down the first base line and Carl Rodriguez down the third base line. Chatham taking the field in their icy white uniforms. That's white pants, white jerseys, blue letters outlined in red on the front, red numbers in the front, and blue numbers in the back. Navy blue hats tonight for Military Appreciation Friday. Red, white, and blue, Chatham C encircled in gold in the center. Brewster in all navy blue jerseys. That's navy blue shirts, navy blue pants with a white stripe running on the outside of the pants. Sea green letters and numbers outlined in white on either side. The same navy blue hats, but with the red, white, and blue Brewster B encircled in gold in the center. Guidry getting his warm-up pitches into his backstop, Nolan Traeger, right now.
The shortstop, the University of Alabama, number 50, Cooper Neville.
The U.S. flag in straightaway center blowing out towards right a little bit. It's not the only U.S. flag in attendance today. The fire station has hoisted a massive flag out beyond Depot Road in right field. Jake, how big would you say that flag is, just by estimation?
Probably way bigger than it looks, and it looks huge.
It looks massive. It's being hoisted at the very top of the ladder by one of the fire trucks out there.
I would imagine it would take up most of right field if you were to lay it out or stretch it out in the outfield.
Showing the appreciation on this Friday night. The sea green Brewster helmets with white in the front, navy blue bills, navy blue brims, I should say, for the helmet.
And new uniforms for most teams across Cape Cod this year. And Brewster went with the violet Beauregard look from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, if you're familiar. All blue, head to toe.
It's a whole lot of navy for the Whitecaps today. And I am familiar, so thank you.
And they don't even wear white caps. It feels like it would be the logical thing to do.
Yeah, white really just kind of a detail color for Brewster. They've got the white stripe on either sleeve surrounded by the sea green on either side. And the singular white, very thin white stripe running up on the outside of both pant legs. Guidry's last warm-up pitch is in. The throw down to second goes a little wide. There's no one on base. It doesn't really matter right now, but we are ready to get underway. Adam Magpock leads things off. Switch hitter. Left fielder from San Diego State University, batting from the left side against the righty Guidry. Guidry comes set. Glove at the letters. Play ball, says home plate umpire Mickey Garcia. First pitch. Fastball outside, 1-0. 7:05 p.m., 70 degrees. And mostly sunny with a couple clouds in the sky. Your time and temperature at first pitch presented by the Chatham Athletic Association. 1-0 pitch. Low and in. Guidry behind Magpock, 2-0. It's a 5-pitch mix from Guidry on the mound. He throws a fastball, cutter, slider, curveball, and changeup. Cutter, slider, curveball, all pitches that break to the glove side of Guidry. The changeup breaks arm side. 2-0. Up and away. And Guidry opens his outing with 3 straight balls. .30 pitch. Fastball, called a strike. Magpock taking all the way. The count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. 3-1 pitch. Upstairs, ball 4.
Now batting for
A
Brewster.
leadoff walk for
The shortstop,
Magpok. And Brewster's traffic on the bases in the top of the first inning.
Daniel Laskowski.
Not the guy you want to put on. Adam Magpok, who returns from last summer for Brewster, brings tremendous speed to the base paths.
Yeah, stole 26 bases last summer with Brewster, which led the Cape League. He only got caught 4 times. It's an 86% success rate for those keeping track. Laskowski, the next man up. He shows bunt and fouls it off to the left side, out of play. Trickling towards the Chatham dugout on the third base side. Jamie Laskowski, left-handed hitting shortstop, going from William and Mary to the University of North Carolina after his summer on the Cape. Magpok leading off of first, medium-sized lead. 0-1 pitch, stays put, chopped foul, 0-2. Pitch, runner goes. Ground ball right side. Only play for Rispoli is to first. He throws there for the out. 4-3 put out for Rispoli to Hovatter. It's the first out of the inning. Magpok moves up to second base.
And Chatham lucky he didn't move up to third base because Magpok came tearing around second and just kind of lost his footing as he came around the bag. I think if he turned second cleanly, I mean, he was at second base by the time Rispoli even had the ball.
And Rispoli wasn't exactly rushing his throw to first either. Jacob Lee, right-handed hitting backstop from VCU, steps up. First pitch to him. Ball inside. Lee just wrapped up his sophomore season at Virginia Commonwealth University. Guidry looks the runner back. Lead widens from Magpok at second. Now Guidry steps off, makes a motion towards second, does not throw. Magpok retreats. Sizable lead for Magpok off of second. Guidry comes home. Magpok breaks for third. Pitches a ball throw to third. In time! Traeger guns down Magpok at third base for the second out of the inning.
Tremendous throw from Nolan Traeger. I mean, could not ask for a more perfectly placed ball. Right on the bag at third. Gabe Frazier barely had to do anything.
Right-hander in the box. Traeger just threw behind him. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one.
That's a good point, Chase. That's the ideal situation for stealing third when you have the right-handed hitter, and Traeger navigated Lee in the box with ease.
2-1. Ground ball tapped foul, third base side. Now Traeger just did a great job deking kind of towards his own dugout to the outside of that third base foul line, through to third. Perfect throw. Neville barely had to move the glove to tag Magpok out. 2-2. Line drive right side and down in front of the right fielder Reynolds. The non-traditional right fielder Corbin Reynolds. A base hit for Lee. 2-out base runner for VCU. We take a look at the defensive alignment, brought to you as always by our good friends at Short and Sweet Ice Cream. Bino Waters plays left field tonight with Rhett Johnson in center, and Corbin Reynolds makes his first start in right for Chatham. Left to right across the infield, Gabe Frazier at third, Cooper Neville at short, Rob Rispoli back at second base for the first time since opening day, and Harlan Hovatter at first. Picked to first, Lee back safely. Nolan Traeger doing the catching for Gavin Guidry on the mound. Cash Strayer, the lefty right fielder from Florida, up now. First pitch to him. Popped foul and out of play, third base side. Right up and over us in the press box.
After the Lee single, if you're a Brewster fan, hard not to think you could or should be up 1-0 had Magpok not attempted to steal.
0-1. Fly ball, right center field. Reynolds going back to his right. Johnson comes in, and it's the center fielder Johnson who calls him off and makes the catch. Strayer lofted one to center. Not nearly enough distance to leave the yard, and Guidry is out of his first inning cleanly. It's no runs on one hit for Brewster in the top half of the frame. One man left on base. That was Jacob Lee after Magpok got gunned down at third. When we come back, the top third of the Chatham order is due up. Rhett Johnson, Connor Schaus, and Bino Waters on the other side on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Charlie West takes the mound for Brewster, facing 1, 2, and 3 in the Chatham order. It's a Chatham batting order that has just 3 righties throughout. So lefty-lefty matchup for West on the mound for 2/3 of the Chatham order today. West from Long Island, New York, and the University of Connecticut has wrapped up his warm-up pitches. Lefty hitting center fielder Rhett Johnson, a couple practice swings outside of the lefty batter's box, readjusts the batting glove, wipes him on his pants, and gets ready as he steps in to the batting box. Johnson has family in the stands tonight, we have confirmed. Third baseman Moore creeps in on the grass, first pitch. Popped up on the infield, should be in play. Lee tears off the mask, in comes Moore from third, and he makes the catch in foul territory. 1 pitch, 1 out for West on the mound. He gets Johnson to pop out. And there's 1 gone in the bottom of the first. Connor Schaus, the next man up for the Anglers. DHing today, batting from the right side. First pitch from West. Too high, 1-0. Schaus from Texas Tech, though he just entered the portal yesterday. Moving up from 3 to 2 in the order, with Jacob Parker taking this game off. "1-0. Fastball, called a strike on the inside at the letters. 1 ball and 1 strike on Schaus. "1-1. Outside, ball 2. Schaus doubled in the first inning of yesterday's game, but did not reach base after that. Two on the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a tapper foul off of Schaus's right leg. He stumbles out of the right-handed batter's box. Steps back towards his own dugout. Now he circles back towards the dirt. Seems to be okay. Count even at 2-2. Bino Waters waits on deck. Base is empty, 1 gone. 2-2 pitch. Line drive, left field. Magpok gives chase, and it's foul. Schaus got out in front and drilled it down the left field line, but it hooked into foul territory and out of play.
It was pretty close to one-hopping the wall in the corner. Maybe came 5-10 feet from the chalk.
Schaus had rounded first, thinking that ball was going to land in play. He's just now made it back to the box. Had the bat handed to him by one of the Chatham Bat Boys. And steps back in, a long trudge back from first base. It's still 2-2. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball runs inside and hits Schaus on the front left leg. He shakes it off, tosses the bat back, and jogs down to first.
He's definitely feeling it, but the second that ball hit him and his natural instinct was to just kind of crumble down in pain, he popped right back up and hyped up his dugout with a near sprint to first base.
He had an experimental jog once he got to first base. Went about 10 to 15 feet beyond the dirt in short right field, down the right field line. Now he's made it back to the base, and we can resume things once more.
Boy, his left leg took a beating in that plate appearance.
Yeah, he fouled one off himself early in the at-bat and then got hit to put him on first. Bino Waters up now. First pitch to him. Up and in, 1-0. Middle infield for Brewster, playing for the double play, with the first baseman Kraska holding the runner Schaus on at first. So the right side of the infield wide open for Waters. 1-0. Too high, 2-0.
Schaus barely leading off at first. Remember, he was picked off by a left-handed pitcher in Wareham. Chatham's third game of the season.
West has his sign. Looks Schaus back to first. It's 2-0. Too high once more. And Waters is ahead 3 balls and no strikes. Brewster outfield playing Waters to go the other way. 3-0. Up and in, ball 4. 4-pitch walk for Waters. 2 men on base for Chatham with 1 gone in the bottom of the first inning. With runners on first and second, we look at the Brewster defensive alignment, brought to you by Short and Sweet Ice Cream. Adam Magpok from San Diego State University plays left. Terrence Keel from Texas A&M is in center. And Cash Strayer, the right fielder from Florida, plays in that spot today. Left to right across the infield, it's Indiana third baseman Will Moore. William and Mary shortstop Jamie Laskowski. First pitch. Bounces in the dirt, away from Lee. Johnson hesitated for a second. Schaus, that is, hesitated for a second, now goes back to second. On the ball in the dirt to Hovatter, 1-0. Jay Abernathy from Tennessee plays second. And Petey Kraska from North Alabama plays first, with Jacob Lee, the VCU catcher, receiving the pitches from West. Lefty-lefty matchup with Hovatter, 1-0 pitch. Called the strike, an off-speed pitch that broke away from the left-handed hitting Hovatter, but caught the outside corner at the knees. Schaus the man on second. Waters the man on first. Laskowski holding Schaus on at second. Now he backs off. 1-1 pitch. Up and in, 2-1. It's the second appearance of the summer for Charlie West on the mound. He went 3 innings and a start against Hyannis, allowed no runs on 2 hits, walked a couple, and struck out 4. 2-1 to Hovatter. Tapped straight back foul. 2-2. Straight up defense for Brewster. West, fist in the mitt, looks back towards second. His 2-2 pitch. Line straight back to the netting behind home plate. Hovatter stays alive. It's something that he's done very effectively in the past few games. A double, a single, a walk, 3 runs scored for Hovatter last time out. 2-2 pitch again. Popped up, left side, foul territory. Moore sprinting over. He can't get it. It bounces into the net just beyond the Chatham dugout on the third base side. Hovatter stays alive.
You're right, Chase. He's worked some long at-bats in the early going this season. And after he had a rough night, Hovatter did on opening night, he has flipped his season around in these past few games. 3
strikeouts and the final out on opening night. Another 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. West fans Hovatter, and there's 2 gone in the bottom of the first inning for Chatham. Schaus on second, Waters on first. Nolan Traeger, the next man tasked with bringing them in. No hits for Chatham thus far. Schaus reached on hit by pitch. Waters walked on 4 pitches. Lefty-lefty matchup with Traeger. West's first offering. Off speed, called a strike on the outside corner at Traeger's waist. It's 0-1. West steps off, tosses back towards first. No, he holds on to the ball as he'd stepped off the mound. No balk. Schaus back safely. Traeger awaits the 0-1. Here it is. Line drive, left side, scooped by the shortstop Laskowski. He jogs over to second base and steps on the bag. 6 unassisted to end the threat. Chatham leaves runners on first and second. We are scoreless after an inning of play. Chatham, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 men left. 5, 6, and 7. The men due up for Brewster on the other side.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. What I want, you've got, and it might be hard to handle, but like a flame that burns a candle, the candle feeds the flame. Yeah, what I got, full stock of thoughts and dreams to scatter. When you pull them all together, and how can explain? Oh yeah, well.
Heading to Nantucket this summer? Skip the traffic and take to the skies with Cape Air. With convenient flights from Norwood to Nantucket, you can start your vacation sooner without the hassle of traffic. That way you spend more time relaxing and less time getting there. Experience the Cape Air difference and book your next flight today at capeair.com. Let Cape Air be your wings in the Northeast.
Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Owen Jenkins leads things off against Guidry in the top half of the second inning. Guidry back on the mound getting his warm-up pitches in. He got through the first 4 in the Whitecaps order without too much trouble. Walking Magpok, he gave up a single to Lee, but it was after Magpok was cut down at third base trying to steal. So the single yielded no runs, and then 1 batter later, Cash Strayer flew out to center to end the inning. Warm-up pitches have concluded. Guidry circling the mound, or adjusts the cap. Has a quick conversation with Frazier at third, who gives him the ball he'll be using. A couple words of confirmation from Frazier, who now jogs back to third. Guidry side swipes the mound, kicking some dirt off, and gets ready to face the righty Jenkins. Opening offering. Popped up right side, foul and out of play. Oh-1. Line drive, short left field. Waters comes in, he dives, he can't get it, it bounces by him. Jenkins rounds first, heads for second. He's there with a slide. Owen Jenkins gets things started. He's standing on second base with nobody gone in the top of the second.
University of North Alabama, number 40, P.D. Brasco.
It was a softly hit line drive towards left center field. Waters sprinted in, dove, couldn't trap it, couldn't catch it. It bounced by him a little bit. Johnson went to back him up, and that's what kept Jenkins at second. Petey Kraska up now. First pitch to him is a grounder towards second base. Rispoli snags it on a slide, throws to first. It pulls Hovatter off the bag, but he tags the runner out. Kraska went into a dive to avoid the tag of Hovatter. The Whitecaps first base coach signaled safe, but first base umpire Robert Melms disagreed and punched him out.
Yeah, Bob Melms, who was positioned on the right side of the infield, kind of in between first and second on the infield grass, didn't have a great look at that, but we had a great look at it right up the third base line here, and I think I agree with the call.
First pitch to Terrence Keel is a ball. It was too far up and in. Jenkins advanced second to third on the ground out by Kraska. One-0. Swing and a miss. It gets to the backstop. Traeger gives chase. Coming home is Jenkins. He's in easily. No slide required. And Brewster leads 1-0 in the top of the second. Jenkins got all the way to second on the error from Waters in left. 1-1 pitch. Popped up on the infield. Guidry gets out of the way. Frazier calls for it and catches it.
The second baseman from Tennessee, number 5.
It was ruled a double for Owen Jenkins to start off the inning. He advanced to third on the 4-3 groundout by Petey Kraska. And then on the wild pitch from Guidry that bounced to the backstop, came around to score. Jay Abernathy, left-handed hitting second baseman from Tennessee, is up. First pitch to him is a line drive towards short. Neville waits on it, fields it on a hop, and throws to first for the third out. 6-3 on the putout. Guidry out of the inning quickly, but the Whitecaps tack on one and lead for the first time this game. It's 1-0 Brewster, a run on one hit, and no men left on base for the Whitecaps in the top half. When Chatham comes back to bat, Corbin Reynolds leads things off, followed by 7 and 8, Cooper Neville and Gabe Frazier trying to get one back.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Hardwood Supply is a candy store for wood, whether you're a professional or an amateur. Reader's Hardwood Supply of both domestic and imported lumber from around the world, displayed in over 300 self-serve bins for your selection. So for your next project, make it your masterpiece with stock from Reader's Hardwood Supply. The woods of the world are here at Reader's Hardwood Supply.
Guess who just got back today? Them wild-eyed boys that had been away haven't changed, had much to say, but man, I still think them cats are crazy. They were asking if you were around, how you was, where you could be found. I told them you were living downtown, driving all the old men crazy. The boys are back in town, boys are back in town. I said, the boys are back in town, the boys are back in town. The boys are back in town, the boys are back in town, the boys are back in town, boys are back in town.
Netting Pros Stadionic is the official netting and facilities solutions partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. When it comes to netting and building iconic sports facilities, it's Netting Pros Stadionic making sports facilities iconic. Corbin Reynolds leads things off for Chatham in the bottom half of the second inning against the lefty West for Brewster. West faced 5 hitters in the bottom of the first inning. First pitch to Reynolds is a fastball called a strike at 91 miles an hour at the knees of Reynolds on the inside part of the plate. He hit Schaus with a pitch and then walked Bino Waters on 4 straight pitches, but then got out of it by striking out Harlan Hovatter and getting Nolan Traeger to ground out 6 unassisted. 0-1 Ball up and away. Reynolds playing right field tonight, a catcher by trade. Put in right field out of necessity with Parker out. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Reynolds well out in front on the 82-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch from West.
And that was a late change from Dennis Cook as well. He arrived to the ballpark with his lineup card already written, and it had Jacob Parker batting second and playing right field.
1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him out in front on the off-speed, then one pitch later comes back with the fastball, and Reynolds is too far behind it. Second strikeout of the game for West on the mound. He strikes out the only righty due up this inning. Now he's got back-to-back lefties. Favorable matchup for the Southpaw West for the next two hitters. Cooper Neville, the man up for Chatham. The shortstop going from Dallas Baptist to Alabama after this season. First pitch. Breaking ball, called a strike. 77-mile-an-hour curveball from West. Froze Neville on the first pitch, and he's down 0-1. Second baseman Jay Abernathy a couple steps into the outfield at second base. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Oh, 2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Neville down on 3 straight pitches. It's his 7th strikeout this summer, and it brings Gabe Frazier to the plate with nobody on base and 2 men gone in the bottom of the second. And Jake, Frazier, you probably a guy you want up with runners on base at this point in the summer, following last night's performance.
Yeah, pretty much with one game, he rocketed himself to the top of almost every offensive category in the Cape League. That's what happens when you're 5 games in.
First pitch. Fastball, low and away. Tops in the Cape League in OPS. I talked to him on the postgame interview yesterday, and yesterday's result gave him enough confidence to call this Chatham lineup the best in the Cape League, and I quote, 1-0, up and in. You mentioned Parker, a late scratch. Originally, Connor Schaus was hitting third. He moved up to second. Bino Waters went from fourth to third. Harlan Hovatter moved into the cleanup spot from the 5 spot, and Traeger went from 6 to 5. Reynolds slotted in at the 6 spot. 2-0. Fastball, called a strike. Fastball at the knees on the outside part of the plate from West. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball clocked. Left center field. Keel started in, now goes back. It's the left fielder Magpok who makes the call and makes the catch. Unproductive inning for the Chatham Bats in the bottom of the second inning. Unable to take back a run after giving one up in the top half of the second inning. It's no runs, no hits, no errors, and no men left. Still 1-0 your score as we head to the top of the third on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
You get a shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime, sound of the river, you stop and you hold everything. A band is blowing Dixie, double fall time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring. And now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain to hear the jazz go down. Competition in other places.
Massachusetts resident and don't have a bachelor's, you could be attending 4Cs for free, all while preparing for careers that actually move you forward. Aviation maintenance, nursing, dental, funeral service, we've got it all. capecod.edu/free.
Will Moore starts things off for the Whitecaps in the top of the third inning. He faces Gavin Guidry for Chatham, who's allowed 1 run on 2 hits thus far. Righty-lefty matchup for Moore, the third baseman from Indiana. First batter to face Guidry in the top of the third. Opening offering. Fastball on the inside corner at the waist, strike 1. 90 miles an hour on the last heater from Guidry. Oh, 1. Fastball outside, 1-1. Owen Jenkins started things off with a double last inning. Brewster didn't have another hit, 1-1. Start of the hands, did not go around according to third base umpire Carl Rodriguez, and it's 2-1. Jenkins doubled, moved to third on a ground out to the second baseman by Petey Kraska and scored on a wild pitch. The 2-1 pitch. Outside with an off speed. And a friendly 3-1 count for Will Moore in the batter's box. Chatham first baseman Harlan Hovatter a few steps off the line. 3-1 pitch. Called a strike. It was a fastball that nicked the outside corner around waist level of Moore. He thought it was ball 4. Mickey Garcia disagreed. Full count. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball inside. Traeger held it for a second, did not get the call. Will Moore walks to lead off the third. That walk is our free pass of the game presented by Cape Cod Community College. Go to Cape Cod Community College for free. Every program, no tuition or fees for those that qualify. Visit capecod.edu/free for more. Top of the order up for the Whitecaps. Adam Magpok strides into the left-handed batter's box. He walked, stole second, and then was thrown out trying to steal third his last time up. First pitch. Fastball, called a strike on the inside corner at the letters. Will Moore leads off of first. Guidry out of the stretch, long wait. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball outside. 1-1. The flag in center, sitting mostly still. Not too much wind on this beautiful summer night in Chatham. Mostly blue sky, just a few specks of clouds throughout the landscape. 1-1 pitch, runner goes. Pitch is a called strike, throw to second. In time. Traeger's thrown out a couple guys trying to steal in just 3 innings. He cuts down Will Moore trying to swipe second base for the first out in the top of the third. It's a 1-2 count on Magpok, and now the bases are empty. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball low. Magpok keeps the bat on the shoulder, and the count evens up at 2-2. The flag in right across Depot Road at the fire station has been taken down, but we've still got the American flag in center. 2-2 pitch, tapped foul. Magpok swung at an off-speed pitch below the zone and just nicked it. Foul to the first base side, bouncing near his own dugout. Sun just beginning to set behind the trees and left. 2-2 the count on Magpok. Here's the pitch. Fastball outside. And the count runs full. 93 miles an hour on the last heater from Guidry, his hardest pitch so far tonight. Back-to-back full counts to the 9-1 hitters of the Whitecaps. Here's the payoff. Line drive, right field. In comes Reynolds, waits on it, and makes the catch. It's the first time Reynolds has really been tested out in right field. He played a single from Jacob Lee on a hop back in the first inning. Has his first putout in right field tonight. They made it look easy out there. There's 2 outs in the top of the third. Bases are empty for the left-handed hitting shortstop, Jamie Laskowski.
That was awfully casual.
Oh,
right by.
Like he's been playing right field his whole life. He is playing pretty deep in right. First pitch. Off speed inside, 1-0. If you look at the Chatham outfield, Waters and Johnson are pretty even in left and center, and Reynolds is probably about 10 feet further back and right. 1-0, lofted out towards center. Johnson, a step back, comes in and catches it on a line for out number 3. Guidry works past the leadoff walk to Will Moore with a little bit of help from Nolan Traeger behind the dish, who guns out Moore trying to steal second base. It's no runs, no hits, no errors after the runner was thrown out at second base. 1-0 still your score. Brewster still on top. 9-1-2 coming up for Chatham on the other side.
Chatham A's on the air.
Dream it. If you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the possible.
Police, fire, or EMT personnel, you are eligible for a discount. It's the bottom of the third at Veterans Field. Chatham A's trailing the Brewster Whitecaps 1-0. Second baseman Rob Rispoli from the University of Connecticut leads things off for Chatham against his UConn teammate. First pitch from West, inside, very nearly hit Rispoli, who juked backwards out of the way. It's 1-0. Pitch. Fly ball, left field. Magpok moving towards the line, now coming in. He slides and he can't get it. Rispoli up to second safely. He stays there. It was a high fly ball towards the left field line. Magpok moved to his right initially, then sprinted in. He slid, couldn't make the catch. Rispoli starts off the inning with a double.
That's a catchable ball by Magpok. I don't care if it hit his glove or not. He took an inefficient route to the ball, starting back, and then, as you said, Chase, looping around toward the line and ended up running almost straight in toward home plate.
It's a favorable ruling in favor of Rispoli from the Veterans Field official score. First pitch to the leadoff man. Johnson gets past the catcher lead of the backstop. Rispoli advances to third. 2 pitches in this inning. West gave up, 3 pitches. He gave up a double to Rispoli on the second pitch of that at-bat. And then on the first pitch to Rhett Johnson, Rispoli goes to third as it got past Lee.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to call that an error on Magpok. The ball didn't even hit his glove as he slid. But I think he would agree with you if you said he should catch that.
1-0 the count on Johnson. Here's the pitch. Called a strike, off speed on the outside corner. Count even at 1-1 on Johnson. Infield playing in for Brewster. All 4 infielders playing in, with the third baseman Moore on the lip of the grass. 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Strike 2, rather. That double for Rispoli, his first hit of the summer. He started at second base in opening day at Bourne, reached base on a walk but did not hit, and was only used as a defensive replacement since. 1-2, line drive, foul territory, and tailing out of play down the third base line. We'll do it again. Rispoli came in as a defensive replacement in left field for Caden Dosa, who was pinch hit for by Nolan Traeger. Rispoli's back at second base tonight. 1-2. Tapper, right side. In comes Abernathy. Staying at third is Rispoli. It's an unproductive ground out for Rhett Johnson. And there's one gone in the bottom of the third.
What you're looking for from the runner on third in that situation is to see the ball past the pitcher's mound. As soon as the ball bounces over the head of the pitcher west, if I'm Rispoli, I take off.
At the very least, make a move towards home. Make Abernathy think about it a second longer so that maybe the throw to first is offline. Now it's the righty Connor Schaus. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Opening offering, off speed, Schaus well out in front. Tried to check his swing, did so much too late, and he's down 0-1. 76-mile-an-hour curveball from Charlie West. It appeared that Schaus was sitting fastball. 0-1. Ball low. Count is 1-1 on Connor Schaus, the DH from Texas Tech, who just recently entered the transfer portal. Defense has stayed in for Brewster. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball tapped straight back foul. Schaus owns a .381 batting average in 5 games in the Cape this summer. .935 OPS. He's got Rispoli on third. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball left side. Rispoli comes home. The throw from Laskowski's cuts Rispoli off. He's in a pickle down the third base line. He's tagged out. Now Schaus tries to go to second. The throw to second, and he's out there as well. Chatham runs into 2 outs on the base paths on 1 batted ball, and Charlie West gets out of the inning and faces just 3 batters. It was a tapper to short. Laskowski field.
Try it, then buy it. Rent a new cat for up to 90 days. Then apply 100% of the rental cost to the purchase and save. The Milton Cat Rent to Purchase offer. Try it, then buy it. Go to miltoncat.com/RPO.
Full of surprises, but Eastern Propane and Oil is always just a call away. With a local team member available 24/7, we're always ready to support you when you need it. With an Eastern Propane and Oil technician on the way, your family's comfort is our priority. Our local team, over 500 strong, ensures your home is comfortable and warm. Eastern Propane and Oil, a local team with 24/7 service and delivery, ensuring comfort when you need it most.
Hi, this is Dennis Cook, manager of the Chatham Anglers. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Chase Abrams and Jake Klein on Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Gavin DeVoe, or rather, Gavin Guidry retakes the mound for Chatham. DeVoe pitched yesterday. It's Guidry starting today. First pitch to Jacob Lee is popped foul and out of play towards the softball field, past the first base line here at Veterans Field. Lee supplied the first hit of the game for either team. 0-1. Fly ball, right field. It sends Reynolds back at the track, at the wall. He bounces against the wall and it clears. Jacob Lee puts one out to right, and Brewster leads 2-0 in the top of the fourth. Lee's gone the other way twice tonight. A single to right his first time up, and a home run over the right field wall in this at-bat. And with that, he takes sole possession of first place in the Cape Cod League with 3 home runs this summer in Game 6.
3 through 6 games. You're an early front runner to lead the rest of the summer. It's so hard for most hitters to hit home runs in this league.
Cash Strayer steps up now. First pitch. Fastball, called a strike, outside corner at the knees.
For context, the league's leader in home runs last summer, Micah New of Falmouth and Marshall, hit 7.
0-1. Tapper back towards the mound. Guidry fields, throws to first. Hovatter reaches into the line and kept his hold on the first base bag. His glove hit Strayer in the face as he was running down the first base line. Hovatter was standing on first base either way, so tapping first base or tapping the runner would have been in time to get Strayer. And there's 1 gone in the top of the fourth. Strayer grounds out 1-3. And Owen Jenkins into the right-handed batter's box. The DH batting right-handed. First pitch. Fastball high. (1-0). Swing and a miss way behind, 91 miles an hour. A fastball up in the zone from Guidry. And the count evens up at 1-1. Here's the pitch. Bounces in the dirt, it's 2-1. Chatham defense playing the righty Jenkins to pull. The third baseman Gabe Frazier playing just probably about 5 feet off the line on the third base side. Shortstop Cooper Neville into the outfield grass. 2-1. Tapped foul. And it's 2-2. Jenkins doubled and scored his last time up. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball way high. Jenkins works the count full. It was a fly ball to left that died in front of the diving Bino Waters. Jenkins got to second on that, moved to third on a 4-3 ground out, and scored on a wild pitch for the first run of the game. Lee supplied the second to start this inning. 3-2. Upstairs, ball 4. 1 out base runner for the Whitecaps. Owen Jenkins jogs down the first base line. And Petey Kraska, the lefty hitting first baseman, is up to face Guidry. Oh, pitch. Breaking ball low. 1-0. Guidry out of the stretch now. Chatham middle infielders Rispoli and Neville pinched towards the second base bag with the hope of turning 2. The pitch grounded foul right side. .49 pitches for Guidry so far, with 1 gone in the 4th inning. 28 of those 49 pitches have gone for strikes. 1-1 pitch. Off speed, low and in. It's a 2-1 count on Kraska. Guidry only went 3 1/3 his last time up. He's at that mark right now. 2-1. Line drive over the head of Hovatter. It's a fair ball rolling down the right field line. Sprinting towards third is Jenkins. He gets the wave from the third base coach. Into second with a RBI double is Petey Kraska. And it's a 3-0 Whitecaps lead in the top of the 4th.
Center fielder number 3, Terrence Keel II.
Guidry ran into trouble with 1 out in the top of the 4th in his first start in Chatham, and having similar issues now. He gave up the leadoff homer to Jacob Lee, retired Cash Strayer on the ground out back to himself, and walked Jenkins and gave up the RBI double to Kraska.
Variety of ice cream. Check them out, short and sweet, 2334 Main Street in Chatham. Route 28 right before 137.
Meeting on the mound, all the Chatham infielders and catcher Nolan Traeger meeting with Gavin Guidry out there. No movement from Dennis Cook in the Chatham dugout on the third base side. The conference has concluded. Terrence Keel, the center fielder from Texas A&M, ready to get going with a runner on second and 1 out. Guidry's first pitch, up and in. 1-0 the count on Keel, who popped out to the third baseman Gabe Frazier in foul territory his first time up in the second inning. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Fastball grounded right side. Hovatter picks there, runs to first base. Kraska goes second to third, and there's 2 gone in the top of the 4th.
The second baseman, number 5.
3 unassisted from Hovatter at first base. Jay Abernathy, the next man coming to the plate for Brewster, with a man on third and 2 gone. He grounded out to short his first time up. Lefty-righty matchup against Guidry on the mound. Guidry's first pitch, popped up, foul territory, drifting over our heads in the press box and out of play. Corbin Reynolds still very deep in right field with the lefty Abernathy up now. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Left fielder Waters and center fielder Johnson both kind of playing in, it seems like, but Reynolds about 10 feet in front of the warning track in right field. 0-2. Caught on and missed, strike 3. Foul tip to the mitt. And Guidry escapes. Doesn't escape without damage, however. Brewster adds on 2 more. It's a 3-0 Whitecaps lead. Jacob Lee homered. P.D. Kraska doubled to bring home another. It's 2 runs on 2 hits. 1 man left for the Whitecaps, who now lead Chatham 3-0. When we come back on the other side, the heart of the A's order is due up 3, 4, and 5. Bino Waters, Harlan Hovatter, and Nolan Traeger. When we come back on the other side on the Cape Cod Baseball Network, Jake Klein has your play-by-play after the next half inning. First off, we've got the bottom of the 4th.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC.
Jake Klein has your play-by-play now that we're back.
To the bottom of the 4th at Veterans Field, it's Brewster 3 and Chatham 0 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network with Chase Abrams. I'm Jake Klein. 3, 4, and 5 due up for Chatham in this half inning. chasing 3 runs against the left-handed Brewster starter, Charlie West. Left on left, first pitch to Bino Waters. Breaking ball in the dirt, 1-0. Waters walked his last time up, one of 2 Chatham players to reach in the home half of the first. The A's had Schaus on second and Waters on first with 1 out, but did not score. 1-0, upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes on Waters, who's seen 6 pitches today, all balls. Left-hander readies. 2-0 home. Popped foul over the backstop directly behind home plate. Waters shakes his head as he saunters out of the left-handed box. Brewster 3, Chatham nothing, bottom of the 4th at Veterans Field. 2-1 home. Breaking ball tagged, 1 hop through the right side into right field, a base hit. Bino Waters has Chatham's second hit of the day. He's aboard first to lead off the bottom of the 4th.
First baseman for Mississippi State, number 8.
Brings up Harlan Hovatter, left-handed hitting Mississippi State first baseman. Digs into the lefty box. Six left-handed hitters in the Chatham starting lineup tonight against the lefty West. First pitch to Hovatter, outside with a fastball, 1-0. Brewster took a 1-0 lead when Owen Jenkins scored on a wild pitch in the second. Made it 2-0 on the homer by Lee in the 4th, and then 3-0 on the Kraska double. The pitch, grounded up the middle. It's bobbled at second, flipped to second for 1, relayed to first, not in time. Abernathy juggled it for just a split second. Still had enough time to force Waters out at second, but the relay not in time to beat Hovatter at first, so it goes 4-6, and Hovatter's aboard first with 1 out. Brewster would have loved the double play, obviously, but will trade the speed of Waters for that of Hovatter at first.
Honestly, just impressive they got 1 out. Abernathy tapped it in the air to himself, and then while it was still in the air, tapped it to the shortstop.
First pitch to Traeger, down and away, 1-0. Traeger grounded out 6-4, his first time up. He's played every other day since arriving to Chatham on the 2nd day of the season. The lone exception, a pinch hit appearance in Game 3 at Wareham. 1-0, waved at and missed. Traeger chases a breaking ball low and away, 1-1. Played 11 games last summer for Yarmouth Dennis. And played 2 games ago against his former team. Went 0 for 4 against the Red Sox. Picked to first, safe. Hovatter back standing up. Left-hander ready, he deals. Breaking ball down and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Spectators in folding lawn and beach chairs litter the top of the hill that stretches from beyond the center field fence all the way past the foul pole and right. Runner on first, 1 out, the 2-1. Grounded through the right side into right field, a base hit. Hovatter turns second, he heads for third. The throw in, cut off. Traeger stops at first with a 1-out single. The A's have runners on the corners in the bottom of the 4th.
Now batting for the Anglers, the right fielder from Vanderbilt, number 27, Corbin.
And to bring up the right-handed hitting Corbin Reynolds out of Vanderbilt in right field tonight for Chatham. Reynolds 0 for 10 to start his Cape League tenure. First pitch to him. Cued in the air down the first base line, it bounces foul. Kraska, the first baseman, lumbered in toward the plate, but just couldn't get to it in time. A side-spinning ball that bounced maybe a couple of inches wide of the chalk at first and then caromed hard toward the Brewster first base dugout. And Reynolds broke his bat. So he ditches the blue-dipped Louisville slugger, comes back and gets another one. He inspects it, doesn't like it, goes back for some pine tar now in front of the A's dugout. West has crossed the 50 pitch mark, up to 53 on the night. His team has a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the fourth, but Chatham has runners on the corners with one out. Left on right, 0-1 to Reynolds. Breaking ball, and he leaves it down and in. A ball and a strike. Reynolds again making a spot start in right field tonight. Was not in the initial Chatham starting lineup. In for the injured Jacob Parker. 1-1, waved at and missed, 1-2. The on-deck hitter is Cooper Neville, left-handed hitting shortstop. There is a righty loosening in the Brewster bullpen down the right field line. One-two home. Upstairs on the heater, 92 miles an hour from West. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Charlie Wilcox, right-hander, is the one up in the Brewster pen. Just 2 days ago committed to Ole Miss. 2-2. Upstairs, and the count goes full on Reynolds. Hovatter leads off of third, Traeger off of first with 1 away. 3-0 Brewster in the bottom of the fourth, but Chatham hunting to get on the board. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball right down the middle, called strike 3. Reynolds strikes out a second time tonight, and there are 2 gone.
The shortstop from the University of Alabama, number 50, Cooper Neville.
4th strikeout for West as Cooper Neville comes to the plate. Lefty home. Fastball called a strike, outer third. 0-1 on Neville. Left-handed hitter is 0 for 1. He struck out swinging against West in the second inning. 3 hits for him yesterday and 3 runs scored. 0-1. Broken bat flare foul down the left side, past the third base coaching box. Trickles along the side fencing at Veterans Field that runs down toward the Chatham bullpen in the left field corner. And Neville broke his bat. So he walks to the dugout and fetches another piece of lumber. Comes out with a Louisville slugger. Black dipped handle and a natural grain bat. No extra pine tar needed for Neville. He strides right back to the lefty box and gets ready for the 0-2 pitch. 3-0 Brewster over Chatham in the bottom of the fourth, but the A's have runners on the corners with 2 out. 0-2. West comes set, left on left with Neville. He steps off and tosses to first. Traeger gets back in plenty of time. And now Brian Del Rosso, the Brewster pitching coach, walks to the mound.
There's no line at the snack shack. Now's a good time to check out your ballpark favorites. Hot dogs.
Del Rosso on the coaching staff at Keystone College, Division III school in Pennsylvania, where Brewster manager Jamie Shevchik is the longtime head coach.
Popcorn in the Chatham Anglers souvenir cup.
3-man meeting on the mound. It's the pitching coach Del Rosso, the pitcher West, and the catcher Lee.
Check out the snack shack located behind the Brewster dugout.
And now the meeting breaks up. Right-hander continues to loosen in the Brewster bullpen, but West charged with escaping the jam. Second and third, 2 out. 0-2 on Neville. The left-hander comes set. Here's the pitch. in the dirt with a fastball. 94 he geared it up to. 1-2. Gabe Frazier would be next. Left-handed hitter who's 0 for 1 today, but drove in 6 by himself yesterday. 1-2 home. Drilled deep right field. Strayer turns back at the fence. He looks up. It one hops against the wall. Hovatter comes in. Traeger coming around. The throw to the plate, not in time. It skips away and rolls out of play. And now Neville comes in to score. A Little League inside the park 3-run homer for Cooper Neville has tied the game. 3-3 in the bottom of the 4th.
Now batting for Chatham, the third baseman from Florida State.
They had a chance to get Traeger at the plate, and the throw just nicked off Lee's glove and trickled out of play by the Chatham dugout, allowing Neville not only to move up to third, but to come in and score. Brand new ball game. First pitch to Frazier, down and away. 1-0. There's obviously going to be an error in here somewhere. It won't go down as much as Neville wishes it would. It won't go down as an inside the park homer. 1-0 to Frazier. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. 1-1. I agree with you, Chase. I think double seems like the right ruling. Moved up to third and then home on the throw. That is indeed the ruling. 1-1. Check swing, and he pops it foul over the netting on the first base, rather the third base side. 1-2. Double, the error goes to the catcher, Jacob Lee. Despite the throw from the second baseman, Abernathy, pulling him up the third base line. 1-2, fastball called, strike 3 in the outer third. And the inning ends. But what an inning that was. Chatham ties the game on a wacky, wild Little League inside the park home run. The A's scored 3 runs on 3 hits, the one key error by Lee, and nobody left on base. After 4 innings at Veterans Field, it is 3-3. Chatham and Brewster knotted up. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Like tell you about now, baby. You know she comes around. Just about 5'4", from her head to the ground. You know she comes around here. Just about midnight. She make her feel so good, love. She make her feel alright. And her name is G. L. Whoa. R. I. G-L-Y. Oh, yeah. G-L-Y. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna shout it all night. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna shout it every day. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah. Back at Veterans Field. Time for the 5th inning. With Chase Abrams, I'm Jake Klein. Thanks so much for joining us on your Friday evening. 3 apiece, Chatham and Brewster. Brewster out to a 3-0 lead by the middle of the 4th inning in this one. But Cooper Neville doubles in 2, then scores on an error and ties this thing up. Gavin Guidry comes back out to the mound, right-handed Chatham starter for his 5th inning of work. He faces 9-1-2 in the Brewster order. First pitch to Will Moore, outside, 1-0. Guidry ready, 1-0. Popped foul. Out of play over the Chatham dugout on the third base side. Ball and a strike on Moore. He walked last time against Guidry and then was caught stealing second. Brewster has had 2 runners caught stealing on 2 stolen base attempts. 1-1, fastball called a strike. It pops out of Traeger's glove, rolls up the third base line. No harm done, 1-2 on Moore. The left-handed hitting Magpok waits on deck. He's the leadoff man. 1-2 in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Magpok, a switch hitter, would bat left against the righty Guidry. Right-hander readies. 2-2 home. Chopped left side. Neville plays it on 2 high hops. Off-balance throw to first in time. He beats Moore by a half a step. 6-3 for the first out of the 5th.
Number 1, Adam Magpok.
Brewster order turns over as Magpok comes up. 0-1 today. A walk and a line out to right. He's also been caught stealing. Right on left. Guidry gets the sign he wants and comes home. Magpok squares to bunt, then pulls back, takes high, 1-0. Righty ready. Brings the glove over the face. 1-0. Breaking ball called a strike right over the heart. 1-1 on Magpok. Magpok comes to Brewster from San Diego State, where he plays for Kevin Vance, a former UConn player and former Chatham A. 1-1. Magpok squares to bunt. He whiffs. Strike makes it 1-2. Vance played for John Schiffner, the legendary longtime Chatham manager, who's now a Brewster assistant coach in his second year on Jamie Shevchik's staff. So that's the connection to San Diego State for Brewster. 1-2. Fastball called, strike 3, right at the top of the zone. 2 up, 2 down in the 5th for Gavin Guidry. Magpok set down on strikes. And the left-handed hitting shortstop Jamie Laskowski comes up. Digs into the back of the lefty box, deep knee bend. Right-hander Guidry delivers. Fastball called a strike, top of the zone, right at the letters. And it gets a head roll from the left-handed hitting Laskowski. 3-3, top of the 5th. Nobody on, 2 out, the 0-1 home. Breaking ball, inside, according to the home plate umpire Mickey Garcia. A ball and a strike. Brewster took a 3-0 lead after 3.5. Chatham tied it last half inning. 1-1, sky to straightaway center field. Johnson trots back. Now he jogs in, and he makes a running catch to end the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Gavin Guidry. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no Brewster Whitecaps left on base. We are halfway home on the Cape Cod Baseball Network, all tied at 3.
Cape's leader, sports radio play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Oh, halfway there. Oh, give me all a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh, give me all a prayer. Johnny's got his 6th string in high. Now he's holding in when he used to make it talk so tough.
Cod Baseball Network. Chatham and Brewster tied at 3. With Chase Abrams, I'm Jake Klein.
14, Charlie Wilcox.
Bottom of the 5th begins, and Brewster makes a Chatham bars in call to the bullpen. The day is done for the left-hander Charlie West, and one Chuck replaced by another. Charlie Wilcox comes into the game. Right-hander from Georgia Tech, set to transfer to Ole Miss.
Allison Omen, mother to angler pitcher Jack Omen, who pitched a brilliant game last night to it.
6'3", 218-pound righty Wilcox from Santa Rosa Beach, Florida on the Panhandle, makes his second appearance of the Cape League season. Went 2 innings and did not allow a run on just 1 hit on the second night of the season against Falmouth in what Brewster assistant coach John Schiffner called a stinker. First pitch to Rispoli, fastball on the outside corner, 0-1. Just a couple of days ago, Wilcox announced he transferred to Ole Miss. 0-1. Breaking ball popped up. First base side, it drifts out of play just over the Brewster dugout. No balls and 2 strikes on Rispoli, who doubled his first time up on a fly ball down the left field line. It was caught off of third when Schaus hit into a 6-2-5-4 double play. The pitch, tapped foul at home plate. Stays 0-2.
The classic 6-2-5-4.
Yeah, very normal. See that one a lot. Rispoli had been on third. Schaus hit a hard ground ball to short. The throw came home, beat Rispoli by so much that he turned around and went back to third. He was tagged out. 0-2, chopped foul, past third. Down the left field line, it rolls toward the A's bullpen. And on that same play, Connor Schaus was thrown out, advancing from first to second. That's how you end up with the 6-2-5-4 twin killing. Right on right, the windup in the 0-2. Up and away. A ball and 2 strikes on Rob Rispoli. The line is final on the Brewster starter Charlie West. 4 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, only 1 of them earned, a walk and 5 Ks. 1-2, called strike 3. Fastball right on the outer corner, and Rispoli goes down on strikes. That flips the Chatham order for the left-handed hitting Rhett Johnson. Right on left matchup. Wilcox looks in, winds up. First pitch to Johnson in the dirt, 1-0. Johnson 0 of 2 tonight. On the first pitch of the bottom of the first, he popped up to third. He's also grounded to second. Righty winds and deals. Slow breaking ball outside, 2-0 on Johnson. Third baseman Moore even with the bag. Second baseman Abernathy on the outfield grass. 2-0, chopped right at Abernathy. Plays it by his side on 2 hops and throws out Johnson 4-3 for the second out. Brewster had him played perfectly.
Texas Tech, number 1, Connor Schaus.
So 2 up, 2 down for Charlie Wilcox out of the bullpen. And that brings up the right-handed hitting DH Connor Schaus. Wind up in the first pitch to Schaus on the inside corner, called a strike. 0-1.
Schaus taking all the way. The first 2 outs were recorded quickly. He wasn't trying to make this inning go by lightning fast.
0-1. Inside, a ball and a strike. Brewster 3, Chatham 3. Bottom of the 5th at Veterans Field. Right-hander comes home, the 1-1. Sky to right. shallow and playable for Strayer. He jogs in. It falls in front of him. It hung up there for what seemed like ages as Strayer drifted over to the right. And the wind just knocked it down, and it dunked in right in front of him. So the bloopiest of bloop singles for Connor Schaus gives Chatham a 2-out base runner, and Bino Waters comes up again.
Not a ton of wind at Veterans Field tonight, but we've seen that exact result like 2 or 3 times now.
Wilcox set. First pitch to Waters. Fastball called a strike, inner third. 0-1. Both the pitcher Wilcox and the hitter Waters transferring from the ACC to the SEC. Wilcox from Georgia Tech to Ole Miss. Waters from Notre Dame to LSU. The 0-1 drilled into the left center field gap. Magpok turns. He sprints back. He makes the catch in the gap to end the inning. Waters tags one to left center, but the speedy Adam Magpok runs it down, and the 5th inning ends. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base to the 6th at Veterans Field in a 3-3 game. Guidry back to the hill on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
Chatham A's on the air.
I got so down and out in Frisco, tired of the pills and the rain. I picked up headed for the sunshine. I left a good thing behind. Seemed all of our love was in vain. Now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. I come here looking for a new life, one I wouldn't have to explain. That voice that keeps me awake at night, when a little piece would make everything right. If I could just turn off my brain. But now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train.
Milton Cat, proud to power the Cape all summer long. Back at Veterans Field, top of the 6th. Chatham and Brewster all tied at 3. With Chase Abrams, I'm Jake Klein. Chatham's right-handed starter Gavin Guidry comes out for his 6th inning of work, and he faces 3, 4, and 5 in the Brewster order, starting with the right-handed hitting catcher Jacob Lee, who's 2 for 2 with a single and a home run. Guidry winds first pitch. Upstairs, 1-0. Lee has gone opposite field on Guidry twice. A line drive single in the first, and then the solo home run to lead off the top of the 4th. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Ahead of an 85-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch, and Lee was trying to pull that one, no doubt about it. Bailed his head out to the left, swung under it. 1-1. Fastball paints the outside corner. Called a strike, 1-2. An out would make this the deepest a Chatham starter has gone into the game this year. 1-2, swing and a miss, there it is. Guidry retires Lee for the first time today. Gets him on the strikeout. It's the 3rd K for Guidry, and there's 1 away. As Cash Strayer strays into the lefty box. Chase has a check of Major League Baseball scores presented by Mahi Gold Outfitters.
Final from Wrigley, Cubs throttle the Blue Jays 16-2.
First pitch to Strayer, popped up, foul territory, third base side, it gets out of play. Dennis Cook runs for cover, and good thing he did because it landed right on the top step of the Chatham dugout. May have clipped the netting on the way down. Looked like it hit something.
Tigers ahead of the White Sox 4-3. Yankees besting the Reds 4-0.
0-1 to Strayer. Upstairs. 0-2. Rather 1-1 on Strayer. Right-hander Guidry. Nobody on and one out, delivers. Breaking ball just upstairs. Came down right near the letters of the lefty hitting Strayer, but not enough for Mickey Garcia to point the finger. Two-one home. Fastball flying down the left field line, tailing away from Waters, who chases it toward the fence. It lands foul. Strayer 0 for 2. Flied out to center and grounded back to Guidry. Right on left. 2-2 pitch. Popped foul over the press box. High above diamond side. Just offset behind home plate up the third base line. Stays 2 balls and 2 strikes on Cash Strayer. Another 2-2. Popped up, left side again. Frazier sprints over from third. Again, it lands just out of play. Middle infielders for Chatham both have feet on the outfield grass. A third 2-2 pitch from Guidry to Strayer. Here it is. Lined foul again. Strayer lives to see another pitch. He's fouled off 4 consecutively and has now seen 7 pitches in the at-bat.
For comparison, he saw 4 combined pitches in his first 2 at-bats.
Nobody on, 1 out. Another 2-2. Popped foul. This one almost straight back behind home plate. Shaded a bit toward the third base line. And now a 9th pitch of the at-bat will come from Gavin Guidry. The next pitch, his 80th of the evening. Two-two home. Lined foul. That time Strayer just barely got a piece of it. And now a 10-pitch at-bat for the left-handed hitter. And Guidry ought to be coming to the end of his line.
Not exactly painting the corners against Strayer right now, just kind of throwing pitches down the middle. Strayer fouling them off to stay alive.
Right against left. Guidry looks in again. Winds up. Another 2-2. Fastball called, strike 3. Double-digit pitches, but Guidry wins the battle. He's K'd back-to-back Brewster hitters, 3 of the last 4, and there are 2 gone. Brings up the right-handed hitting Owen Jenkins. First pitch. Breaking ball on the outside corner. Called a strike, 0-1. It got a little dicey for Guidry, especially in the 4th when he gave up the homer and the RBI double. Chatham fell behind 3-0, but the Ace pulled right back into it. 0-1, waved at and missed. 0-2. And Guidry a pitch away from striking out the side in order in the 6th. Chatham and Brewster tied at 3, top of the 6th. Nobody on, 2 out. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Gavin Guidry strikes out the side. And if that's the end of the road for the righty, what a way to finish. After 5.5 at Veterans Field, we're tied at 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Chatham brings 4, 5, and 6 to the plate. Up next on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
Well, it was nearly summer. We sat on your roof. Yeah, we smoked cigarettes and we stared at the moon. And I showed you stars you never could see. Bet it couldn't have been that easy to forget about me. Baby, time meant nothing, anything seemed real. Yeah, you could kiss like fire when you made me feel like every word you said was meant to be. Bet it couldn't have been that easy to forget about me. Maybe even the losers.
Hi, this is Rhett Johnson from North Carolina State University. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Chase Abrams and Jake Klein on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Bottom of the 6th at Veterans Field on a gorgeous late spring evening. The second to last day of spring, in fact. And Chatham and Brewster are tied at 3 as the bottom of the 6th begins. With Chase Abrams, I'm Jake Klein. 4, 5, and 6 due up for the A's against the Brewster right-handed reliever Charlie Wilcox, starting with the left-handed hitting Harlan Hovatter. 0 for 2 today. He has scored a run. First pitch to him. Fastball grounded right side. Abernathy shuffles to his left, fields on the back of the infield dirt, and throws to first to retire Hovatter on one pitch.
The catcher from the University of Arkansas, number 6.
One up, one down for Wilcox in his second inning of work out of the Brewster pen. And as the left-handed hitting Nolan Traeger comes up, let's take a look at the scores across the Cape, presented by the Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism.
We've got one final on the Cape. YD falls to Katuitt. First loss of the summer for the Red Sox. It's 4-3.
First pitch to Traeger. Fastball called a strike. Outer third, it's 0-1.
Falmouth and Bourne are in the bottom of the 8th inning. Commodores leading the Braves 3-2. Wareham trailing Hyannis 4-1 in the top of the 8th.
0-1 home. Fastball nubbed foul. Wide of Brett Doe in the third base coaching box, at least in the general vicinity of the third base coaching box. And it's 0-2.
Orleans and Harwich knotted up at 2 apiece as they head to the bottom of the 8th inning.
That result looms large for Chatham. 0-2. Fastball outside. 1-2. The A's and Orleans Firebirds tied 4th, that's last, in the East Division, each at 1-4 with 2 points. 1-2 in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Orleans, the 4th place team, they've got the tiebreaker over Chatham, has a run differential of -13. Chatham, after yesterday's 15-run win, 1-4 with a positive run differential. 2-2 inside, 3-2. The A's have outscored opponents by 1 this year. That was the case headed into the game, and that's the case now, tied 3-3 with Brewster. Bottom of the 6th. Nobody on, 1 out. Payoff to Traeger. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 in a row, retired by Wilcox out of the Whitecap bullpen. 2 out and nobody on as Corbin Reynolds comes back up. And a rough go in the early season for Wareham as well. The only other team in the league that's won only once. First pitch to Reynolds in the dirt. 1-0.
They did so against Chatham.
(1-0) to Reynolds. Outside. Skips to the backstop. 2 balls, no strikes. Crowd has largely stuck around for a game that's moved pretty quickly. Hour and 40 minutes in. 2-0, hit him. Got him in the back with a fastball at 90 miles an hour. Reynolds tried to pirouette out of the way of it, could not avoid the heater, and he takes first with 2 out.
The shortstop from the University of Alabama, number 50, Cooper Neville.
Brings up the left-handed hitting Cooper Neville, who was responsible in one way, shape, or form for all 3 Chatham runs that came in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch to him. Breaking ball, called a strike, outer third, 0-1. With runners on the corners and 2 out, Neville came up, hit a double off the right center field wall, scored 2 runs, and the throw home got away from the catcher and rolled out of play. 0-1, waved at and missed, 0-2. So Neville not only got to move up to third, but he got to come home on the overthrow and tied the game at 3.
Whitecaps outfield playing for him to go the other way. The right fielder Strayer is playing in the right center field gap, which is actually pretty much the exact direction Neville hit it in on his double last time.
And just hit it over Strayer's head. 0-2, down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Neville struck out his first time and then hit that double last time up, both times against the starter Charlie West, who departed after 4 innings and 3 runs allowed. 1-2. In the dirt, check swing, appeal, no swing. They appealed to the left side umpire, Carl Rodriguez, who's standing to the right of second base. So, Chase, he's got about as good an idea of whether that was a swing as you or I. Maybe not as good an idea.
Catcher Jacob Lee made sure to tap Cooper Neville on the back just to make sure.
2-2 on Neville, picked to first, safe. Reynolds dives back head first. That always amuses me when they appeal to the umpire standing behind the mound. Well, he doesn't have any idea. How can he see from there?
Home plate umpire may as well just make the call at that point.
2-2. Upstairs, it sails to the backstop, and Reynolds moves up to second. Wild pitch out of the hand of Wilcox. Moves a runner into scoring position with 2 out.
I think that one just slipped. I don't think it was him misaiming or anything. It just came out of his hand wrong.
So runner on second, 2 out. Tied game 3-3, bottom of the 6th. The count full on Neville. Here it comes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 strikeouts for Wilcox in the inning. He strands a runner on second. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Through 6 at Veterans Field. Chatham and Brewster tied at 3 in this East Division showdown right here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
Driver in a traffic jam, staring at the faces in a rearview mirror, looking at the promise of the promised land. One kid dreams of fame and fortune, one kid helps pay the rent. One could end up
A Chatham bar's in call to the bullpen for Dennis Cook as this game marches on to the 7th at Veterans Field. And in a 3-3 tie between Chatham and Brewster, the A's call on Liberty left-hander Josh Swink to make his second appearance of the Cape League season. Swink, a Cape League All-Star last summer when he pitched to a 2.63 ERA across 24 innings in 10 appearances, has made one appearance this season, 2 innings and 2 strikeouts, just 1 hit allowed for Swink in his first appearance on the road at Wareham. 6'2", 195-pound lefty out of Liberty. Just finished up his junior year with the Flames. He faces 6, 7, and 8 in the Whitecap order, beginning with the left-handed hitting first baseman P.T. Kraska out of North Alabama.
After Guidry's last inning, the second it was over, I saw Guidry sprinting towards the bullpen, pretty much signifying that it was probably the end of his night.
He's back in the dugout now, chatting with Chatham assistant coach Cole Caruso, watching on as Swink deals first pitch. Fastball called a strike. Kraska showed bunt, sprinted out of the front of the left-handed batter's box, and then pulled back and took a pitch that was right down the middle at 91 miles an hour. Left on left. Swink out of the stretch with nobody on. The 0-1 home. Fastball high, check swing, appeal to third, no swing, says Carl Rodriguez, the left side umpire. 1-1.
And he's back in position to make that call now.
Yes, down the third base line, past the bag, a step into foul ground with nobody on. 1-1 home. Swing and a miss. A ball and 2 strikes. 2 different types of fastballs for Swink. A sinking fastball, 89 to 92, and a cut fastball, 84 to 88 miles an hour. Also has a slider and a rarely used changeup. 1-2 to Kraska. Tapped foul. Bounces twice behind home plate and kicks off the backstop. Stays 1-2. Last summer, Swink racked up 21 strikeouts on Cape Cod in 24 innings. He was, as I mentioned, a league all-star and Chatham's Ed Baird Most Outstanding Pitcher Award winner. 1-2 home. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. Kraska chases down and away, and Swink, in his first appearance of the summer at Veterans Field, K's the first batter he faces. 4 straight Whitecaps and 5 of the last 6 have K'd, dating back to the 5th inning. In the top of the 7th, it's 3-3. Chatham and Brewster tied. Nobody on, 1 out, and the right-handed hitting Terrence Keel II steps in. Open stance, righty box. First pitch, waved at and missed. 92 on the sinker that time from Swink. 0-1. Jay Abernathy, the Tennessee second baseman, waits on deck. 0-1 to Keel. Clock deep to right. Reynolds turns, sprints back on the track. He flips around. The ball bangs off the base of the wall. Keel turns second and heads for third. The throw there, not made. Rispoli holds onto it, and Keel has a 1-out triple in the 7th, 90 feet away from giving Brewster the lead.
Now batting for Brewster, the second baseman, number 5, Jay.
It hit the wall in the air chase, but Reynolds was turned all around in right field in his first game out there this summer.
Not a natural right fielder. He started one way, went back the other way. It hit the wall, bounced off of him, away from him. Definitely an adventure on that last play from Reynolds in right, and it gets Keel all the way to third.
Left-handed hitting Abernathy, and Chatham brings the infield in. First pitch, up and away, 1-0.
Would expect Swink to keep the ball down on the lefty Abernathy, try and induce some soft contact, a ground ball, but he started up with the first pitch.
Abernathy tonight 0 of 2, grounded to short and struck out looking. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Another sinker high in the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike on Abernathy. 3-3, top of the 7th. Go ahead run on third with 1 out. Lefty on lefty. Swink looks in for the sign. He comes set, is 1-1. Swing and a miss. Again at the top of the zone. Again, Abernathy swings under it. 1-2. Left-hander readies again. 1-2 home. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Abernathy fans for the second time tonight, and Swink comes up with a big second out. Now the Chatham infield can back up with 2 outs. It'll be up to the left-handed hitting 9-hole hitter Will Moore to try to get the run in. That's with a runner on third and 2 gone. 3-3 game in the top of the 7th. Left on left, Swink deals. Upstairs, it sails past Traeger and hits the umpire, Mickey Garcia, which saved a run. And now Traeger walks out to the mound with Swink to give Mickey Garcia a moment. And Garcia, who was not wanting to charge Chatham a mound visit just because Traeger did him the courtesy of walking out, started calling Traeger back. And Traeger said, no, I want the mound visit. Now the whole Chatham infield has gathered, and here comes Dennis Cook, the manager. He puts his arm around Josh Swink, his all-star from a summer ago, as the A's converge, and now the umpires converge as well. Bob Melms, the right side umpire, seems to be the one who called for the meeting. The 3 umpires are huddled together in between the pitcher's mound and home plate.
Couple strikeouts for Swink. He gave up a loud contact on the triple to Keel, but he's been pitching well. It was just the one bad pitch to start the at-bat to Moore has paused everything.
Jamie Shevchek, the Brewster manager, came out of the first base side dugout. I think Shevchek was arguing that because the Chatham players huddled on their own and then Dennis Cook went out, that the A's should be charged 2 mound visits. And Mickey Garcia shook his head, said, no, it's 1. 1-0. Chopped foul up the first base line. A ball and a strike. 3-3 the score in the top of the 7th at Veterans Field. Go-ahead run on third for Brewster with 2 out, and the count 1-1 on the 9-hole hitter Will Moore. Lefty comes home. Popped foul. Over the backstop, behind home plate, offset toward the third base side, and Swink is 1 pitch away from escaping damage. The A's middle infielders have toes on the outfield grass. Neville at short and Rispoli at second. Left on left. 1-2 home. Outside, Traeger sprawls to his left and keeps it from going to the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Moore. Abernathy takes his lead off of third with 2 out after his 1-out triple. Swink ready on the mound. 2-2 pitch to Moore. Fastball, called, strike 3. Right on the outside corner. Swink with back-to-back strikeouts to get out of danger, and he hangs a 0 in the top of the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on third. It's time to stretch at Veterans Field. We'll send it to Chatham public address announcer. Here's Peter Burns.
All right, Stu's going to do the take me out to the ball game. What's this? What's this? Hat. What's on the hat? Chatham Anglers. That's perfect. Okay, here we go. There's Finn. All right. We've got the list. Charlotte, I know you. Okay. Hannah, Lily, JoJo, Parker, Landon, Keating, Coleman, Emma, Lennox, Charlotte, Simone, Simona, Chilikova. Are we ready? Come on over here. We've got the camera up here. All right. Are you ready to go? All right. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the ground. Give me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never take back to this room. We'll bring back. It's a shame. So it's 1, 2, 3 shots you're out at the old ball game.
Let's hear it for Hannah, Lily, JoJo, Parker, Landon, Keating, Coleman, Emma, Charlotte, Lennox, Simone, Simona, Chilikova. Who'd I miss?
Eliza.
Hi, Eliza. Thank you.
Back at Veterans Field. The 7th inning stretch complete. And this one going down to the wire. Chatham and Brewster tied at 3 as the bottom of the 7th commences. Gabe Frazier, Rob Rispoli, and Rhett Johnson, 8, 9, and 1 in the Chatham order, due up against Charlie Wilcox, who starts his 3rd inning out of the Brewster pen. Left a runner on second with a strikeout of Cooper Neville to end the 6th. Right on left, first pitch to Frazier. Breaking ball clips the outside corner, 0-1. Frazier shakes his head at Mickey Garcia, just like Will Moore did at Mickey Garcia on the called strike 3 that ended last inning. Pitch upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Right-hander looks in, brings the glove over the face. The windup, the 1-1. Up and away. 2 balls and a strike on Frazier. Frazier 0 for 2 today. Fly to left, struck out looking. 2-1. Up and out. 3 balls and 1 strike. Frazier still reeling from his monster day yesterday where he went homer, single, homer, double, drove in 6. Went 4 of 5. 3-1, upstairs, ball 4. He walks on 5 pitches, and the A's have a go-ahead runner on to lead off the bottom of the 7th. And Dennis Cook going to pinch hit. Rob Rispoli's spot, the 9-hole, filled by Tyler Lichtenberger, left-handed hitting pinch hitter out of Clemson. Rispoli finishes the day 1 of 2 with a double and a strikeout. First pitch to Lichtenberger. Upstairs, 1-0. Lichtenberger has appeared in 4 of the 5 Chatham games leading up to this one. He's 1 of 10. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and lined to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike. It had been 5 straight balls from Wilcox until that foul ball. 1-1 home. Swung on, popped up. Foul territory out of play behind home plate. Goes to 1-2 on Lichtenberger. The leadoff man, Rhett Johnson, is next. Right-hander Wilcox comes to a set. Runner on first, nobody out. The 1-2. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Frazier at first bluffed, stealing second, pulled up. The catcher Lee popped out of his crouch as if he was going to throw anyway, just held on to it. So the count goes even on Lichtenberger. 3-3 bottom 7, the 2-2 pitch. outside. The count goes full. Wilcox in danger of losing a second straight hitter as the count goes full. No action in the Brewster bullpen. Runner on first, nobody out. 3-2, pick to first. They got Frazier picked off. Throw to second, he turns, runs back to first. They throw there, it gets away, and Frazier moves up to second. Frazier was dead to rights, and a throwing error gets him off scot-free. He moves up to second with nobody out.
And he's getting applauded by the Veterans Field crowd here. Gotta wonder if Dennis Cook in the Chatham dugout is also applauding. It was a massive base-running blunder for Frazier, and he got away with the extra base.
So the count's still full on Lichtenberger. It is an error on the first baseman. Count full, 3-2, swing and a miss, strike three. Lichtenberger strikes out.
The center fielder from NC State, number 24, Rhett Johnson.
So the Chatham order turns over. Rhett Johnson comes up for the fourth time. He bats with a runner on second and one away. First pitch, inside, 1-0. Right-hander Wilcox set. Frazier off of second with one away. The 1-0. Downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. And now Brian Del Rosso, the Brewster pitching coach, comes back out to the mound again.
A slow walk to the mound with a lefty warming in the Brewster pen.
This lefty just stood up, I mean, less than a minute ago. And I'm not sure he's even thrown a ball yet, just kicking around dirt on the mound down the right field line. So Brewster perhaps doing some stalling with the count now 2-0 on Johnson.
First
and the
pitch,
first pitch that the reliever threw in the bullpen just went past the catcher all the way up the first base line along in front of the Brewster dugout and to the backstop.
Signifies that maybe Brewster needs to stall for quite some time.
And the second one almost got away also. Mound visit over. Del Rosso walks back to the first base side dugout. And the right-hander Wilcox climbs back up the hill. 3-3 the score, bottom of the 7th. Runner on second, the go-ahead run with one out. 2-0 on the left-handed hitting Rhett Johnson. Johnson 0 for 3. A pop out to third, 2 ground outs to second. 2-0 pitch. Fastball outside, 3-0. Connor Schaus waits on deck. Rio home. Fastball called a strike, up and in on Johnson, but Nicky Garcia points the finger toward first. 3 balls and a strike on the left-handed hitter. Right fielder Strayer in the right center field gap. Plenty of room down the right field line. A pick to second, and Frazier picked off again. The pitcher runs at him and tags him out. Frazier, who was already picked off the first time and got away with it because of the throwing error, is picked off again, and the go-ahead runner wiped away for Chatham. 2 gone.
He got away with it the first time, as you said. He didn't learn his lesson. Clearly had not timed up Wilcox on the mound. And Wilcox just did it all himself, not risking a throwaway, just tagging him himself.
3-1 to Johnson. Fastball called a strike, 3-2. Dennis Cook hangs his head outside the A's dugout and shakes it at the ground. Nobody on, 2 out, payoff. Down and in, ball 4. Johnson aboard with a walk, and he ties Brewster's Adam Magpok for the Cape League lead with 9 walks on the season. He is now the go-ahead run on first with 2 out, and Connor Schaus steps in. First pitch to Schaus. Fastball called a strike. Outside corner, 0-1. Righty Wilcox trying to wiggle out of danger. He picks to first. Johnson dives back safely. Johnson certainly a candidate to run. He's got a handful of successful stolen base attempts on the young season. 0-1 to Schaus. Tapped back to the mound, picked on 2 hops by Wilcox. He jogs to first and flips out to retire Schaus. Thanks in large part to the pickoff, Chatham can't capitalize on the leadoff walk. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base. Excuse me, no runs, no hits, and 1 error. 1 man left on base. To the 8th inning at Veterans Field. Oh, we've got a good one on our hands. Chatham and Brewster are tied at 3 as we head to the 8th. 3 runs and 5 hits for each side, and Josh Swink comes back out to the mound to face the top of the Brewster order in the top of the 8th. Adam Magpok, Jamie Laskowski, and Jacob Lee greet the Chatham lefty on the other side on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's, Chatham on TRC.
In the sun somewhere, there's some buddies in a Chevy turning up Tom Petty on the way to the Cape. They'll be there all day. In the sun somewhere, there's a home run ball flying over that wall off a Little League bat. Peanuts and Cracker Jacks. It's a road trip on a wild tear, and I'll call you when we get there. Here's to making that coffee can cash. Here's to making those good times last. 2 for 1 at the fireworks and cold beer in my right hand. Pretty girls in a top-down Jeep, wind blowing through their bleached blonde hair, having fun forever young out there in the sun somewhere. Between May and September.
Back for the 8th at Veterans Field, Chase Abrams takes you home on play-by-play.
Josh Swink opposed by the righty Adam Magpok to start off the top of the 8th inning, knotted up at 3 apiece at Veterans Field. First pitch, swung on, fouled straight back. Magpok down 0-1. Swink came on in the 7th after Guidry went the first 6. 4 hits allowed, 3 earned runs. He walked 3 and struck out 5. Swink in the 7th inning struck out the first batter he faced, then gave up a triple to Terrence Keel before locking down and striking out Abernathy and Moore to escape the runner on third situation. He's ahead of Magpok 0-1. Frazier playing in at third. Hovatter the same at first. Neither quite on the infield grass, though. 0-1. Off speed, called strike 2. Magpok thought about it, ultimately kept the bat on his shoulder. And he's down no balls and 2 strikes. Lichtenberger replaces Rispoli at second. Swings 0-2. Off speed, called strike 3. Swing picks up right where he left off. A strikeout swinging to end the 7th. A strikeout looking to end the 7th. Another to start the 8th. There's one gone for Brewster, and Jamie Laskoski, the next man up, still looking for his first hit of the game. Lefty-lefty battle with Swing. Laskoski in his deep stance. First pitch, popped up, left side. Frazier sprinting towards the Chatham dugout. Traeger calls him off and makes the catch as the helmet comes off his back. Laskoski pops out to the catcher Traeger, and there's quickly 2 gone in the top of the 8th. It brings Jacob Lee to the plate. He had success against Guidry. 2 for 3 so far today, a single and a solo shot to his credit. Facing the lefty Swing for the first time, up with 2 gone and the bases empty. Swing's first pitch. Breaking ball low, ball 1. Three hours, or rather 2 hours, and 7 minutes into this one. Veterans Field faithful still packing out the stands behind home plate. A pitch, swing and a miss. Big cut from Jacob Lee, trying to give the Whitecaps the lead here in the 8th. But he swung under the fastball at 92 from Swink, and the count's even at 1-1.
He's got 3 home runs on the Cape League season. It's easy to see why. He swings for it every time.
1-1. Fly ball, center field. Johnson goes back, should have it under, waits on the track and makes the catch a few feet in front of the wall. Loud contact to straightaway center from Jacob Lee. He took another big hack but could not leave the yard. It stayed playable for Johnson, stayed in the park, and kept this game tied. Johnson puts it away to end the inning. 1-2-3 again for Josh Swink. He's retired 5 straight. When we come back on the other side, it's 3, 4, and 5 for Chatham on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. It started out with a kiss, how did it end up like this? It was only a kiss, it was only a kiss. Now I'm falling asleep and she's calling a cab while he's having a smoke and she's taking a drag. Now they're going to bed and my stomach is sick and it's all in my head, but she's touching his chest. Now he takes off her dress. Now let me go. And I just can't look, it's killing me and taking control. Jealousy turning saints into the sea, swimming through sick lullabies, joking on your alibis, but it's just the price I pay. Destiny is calling me. Open up my ego.
The Whitecaps make another Chatham Bars in call to the bullpen to face 3, 4, and 5 in the Anglers order. Ty Briscoe, the next arm in the game, southpaw from the University of Arkansas, just wrapped up his sophomore season. 5'11", 195. It's his second appearance this summer. He went against Orleans on the 15th, 4 days ago. An inning and a third, allowed an earned run, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Just 2 appearances in his freshman season at Arkansas, no starts. He went a combined inning, walked 1, struck out 3, no hits, no earned runs. It's a pocket of 3 straight lefties in the Chatham batting order, with Waters, Hovatter, and Traeger, the 3 men due up, before Corbin Reynolds, the right-handed right fielder today, would hit 4th this inning.
And there is only 1 player available off the Chatham bench. If you assume that Jacob Parker, who was scratched from the lineup today after his collision with Tage Davis at first base yesterday. So that leaves Caden Dosa and Kelvin Paulino available for Chatham if Parker is not available.
Both right-handed bats. Paulino an infielder, Dosa an outfielder. Waters steps up to lead things off. First pitch to him. Up and in. Waters ducks the head out of the way just barely. And he's ahead 1-0 in the count. 82 miles an hour out of the hand of Briscoe on the mound, but it all looks the same when it's coming right at your face. Home plate umpire Mickey Garcia tells the pitcher Briscoe he's got to make eye contact with the batter. He stepped out for a second. Gets reset. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Low and away. 93 miles an hour on the Briscoe heater. Waters ahead 2-0. 1 for 2 so far is Waters. A single and a walk. Plus he flew out in the 5th. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball, called the strike on the inside corner. Two-one pitch. Check swing, called the strike anyways. The final line for Charlie Wilcox out of the pen. He went 3 innings, only 1 hit allowed, walked 2, struck out 4. 2-2 in the dirt. It's a full count on Bino Waters to start off this bottom of the 8th inning. 94 miles an hour that time from Briscoe. 94 from the left side. Full count pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Briscoe went 94 to 73, fastball to off speed, and Waters was well out in front. He goes down swinging for the first out in this bottom of the 8th inning.
At White House Field, Harwich has just walked off Orleans 3-2 and sent the Firebirds to 1-5. So if Chatham can pull through here, even salvage a tie, it takes over 4th.
First pitch to Hovatter, shows bunt, pulls back on a pitch way outside and in the dirt. 1-0.
Of course, less than a quarter of the way through the Cape League season, still plenty of time for runs or collapses or anything in between, but
no one's guaranteeing a playoff spot just yet. 1-0 pitch. It's low, ball 2. 3 runs for both of these teams, 5 hits apiece. No scoring since the 4th inning. 2-0. Fastball called a strike on the inner third. 2-1. In that 4th inning, the Whitecaps scored 2 in the top half, and then the Anglers answered with 3 of their own. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball called the strike on the inner third once more. It came on one swing, those 3 Chatham runs. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Low and away. And consecutive full counts to start off the 8th inning for Ty Briscoe. Left-handed hitting catcher Nolan Traeger waits on deck. 1 gone, bases empty. Payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. Hovatter draws the walk. It's the 2nd time he's reached tonight, and he gives Chatham a base runner at first with 1 gone in the bottom of the 8th.
Now, this is the point where late in the game, it feels logical that you might pinch run Caden Dosa for Hovatter, but Hovatter's the only guy on the roster right now who can play first, and they've moved Dosa in on the on-deck circle.
First pitch to Traeger is a ball outside. Dosa would pinch hit for the right-handed hitting Corbin Reynolds, who's in right field tonight.
Look, I'm not saying Harlan Hovatter's slow. I don't know that I would pick him to be my pinch runner out of anyone on this Chatham roster.
1-0. Popped up, left side. Back goes Moore from the third base spot. Now he comes into foul territory. The shortstop, Laskowski, slides and makes the catch in foul territory. It was Moore's play all the way. Laskowski came out of nowhere from shortstop, slid and caught it just above the lip of the grass.
I'm not sure what Moore was looking at. He ran about 25, 30 feet away from where the ball landed down the left field line. And if not for a Herculean effort by Laskowski to get over there, that ball lands foul. That was bizarre.
Moore ran almost a full circle from third base, started back to left field, then moved into foul territory. And Laskowski made a sliding catch pretty much in front of the Chatham dugout on the third base side. Caden Dosa steps up for Chatham. Hovatter off of first. Opening offering to Dosa. Caught on and missed at a ball in the dirt. League sprints to pick it up. Hovatter stays at first. Just 3 games to Dosa's credit so far this summer. He's 1 for 9 with 6 strikeouts. It's when he gets on the bases that he's the most dangerous, having swiped 28 bags in as many attempts at Yale this past season. He's 1 for 1 this summer, but he hasn't been able to get on base to kind of make defenses nervous, make pitchers nervous with his legs. He's behind 0-1. Briscoe comes set, staring towards Hovatter at first. No balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Off speed, called strike 2. Dosa will take Reynolds' spot in right field when the top of the 9th rolls around. 0-2. Line drive, right field. Strayer gives chase, and it's down, rolling towards the wall. Dosa around first, heading for second. Going from first to third is Hovatter. He stays there. A double for Dosa. Chatham's got something cooking with runners on second and third and 2 gone in the bottom of the 8th.
Boy, if not for Hovatter running in front of him, Dosa was ready to go to third. But Brett Doe put the stop sign on for Hovatter. Dosa stops at second, and now it's all up to Neville.
Neville had the biggest swing of the game for Chatham. The Little League home run swing that drove in 3 in the 4th inning. All 3 of the Chatham runs have come courtesy of Neville so far. He comes up with 2 men in scoring position and 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. A game tied at 3 apiece. First pitch. Line drive up the middle. Knocked down by Laskowski, but there's no play at first. Coming in to score is Hovatter. Neville gives Chatham the lead, 4-3 in the bottom of the 8th. It was a line drive towards short. Laskowski knocked it down. He couldn't get Neville at first, though. Neville rounded instead of running straight down the first base line. Hovatter scored. Dosa went from second to third on the play. He was running with 2 outs. And Chatham has its first lead of the night. Neville wasted no time. First pitch swinging. Laskowski couldn't pick it out of the air. All he could do was knock it down. Now Gabe Frazier up for the A's. Long breath held the bat aloft, and he's into the left-handed batter's box. Briscoe picks to first. Neville back safely. Dosa made a move towards home, but he shuffles back to third. Whitecaps going to want to be very careful picking to first with the speed of Dosa on third. Healthy lead for Neville off of first. Briscoe, the lefty on the mound, staring straight at him. Now he comes home. Breaking ball in the dirt, ball 1.
And notably, Dosa gets his lead off of third. The left-handed pitcher can't see him.
Plenty of trickery in play here for Chatham if the A's choose to try and utilize it. 1-0. Fly ball, left field. Magpuck drifts back, should be playable. Now he comes in, and he can't get it. It drops in front. One run comes in to score. Dosa coming in from third. Neville goes first to third. It's a bloop base hit on a ball that hung in the air for nearly 7 seconds. That ball went up, and you just thought it was out number 3. Seemed to be a routine fly ball. Magpuck went back, came in. Couldn't get it. It's 5-3 Chatham in the bottom of the 8th.
Boy, not exactly an outfield clinic put on at Veterans Field this evening.
I mean, are they losing it in the lights?
I think it's the wind just knocking it down. It's been driving.
First pitch to Lichtenberger, way up and in. Ducks his head out of the way.
The wind has been driving the American flag in center almost straight down, wrapping it around the pole in center field. And it's knocked down a couple of balls.
Jacob Lee walks out to the mound to have a conversation with his pitcher, Briscoe. Pops off the mask. It was second and third for Chatham, with Cooper Neville up. He singled off the glove of the shortstop, Laskowski, to bring home the 4th Chatham run. And then Frazier skied what looked to be a routine third out towards left. Magpuck couldn't read it. It dropped in front. And another run came around to score for the A's in the form of Caden Dosa. Now Chatham has runners on the corners. Tyler Lichtenberger, the man up, ahead 1-0 on Briscoe. Still 2 gone in the bottom of the 8th. 1-0. Off speed, called a strike. Inside corner at the knees on Lichtenberger. Lichtenberger came in as a pinch hitter last inning for Rob Rispoli. Struck out swinging on a full count pitch to Charlie Wilcox. Lefty-lefty the matchup now, 1-1. Grounded softly left side and foul. The Chatham faithful, who have stayed through almost 8 innings now, have been rewarded with a very good game. 5-3 your score. Lichtenberger behind 1-2. Frazier off of first, Neville off of third. Here's the pitch. Fastball just a bit outside. Lee wanted it. No movement from home plate umpire Mickey Garcia, and we're even at 2-2. 96 on that last pitch from Briscoe on the mound. A little extra mustard. 2-2 pitch. Hits Lichtenberger on the front arm, and he is in pain. 98 that time from Briscoe, and Lichtenberger wore it on the front shoulder. Dennis Cook's out of the dugout. Lichtenberger's walking towards first. Looks like he's going to stay in this game, but that couldn't have felt good.
I mean, it hit him squarely on his red Evo Shield elbow guard. So if he's too hurt to continue, then I don't know how good that guard is.
It was loud. I mean, you heard it bounce off of him. So now Rhett Johnson, the 8th batter to come to the plate for Chatham in the bottom of the 8th inning. He steps up with the bases loaded and 2 gone. 4 straight A's have reached base with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Briscoe comes home with the first pitch. Breaking ball popped foul, third base side and out of play. Rhett Johnson reached base for the first time his last time up in the 7th. He walked. 0 for 3 so far today. He popped out to third. He's had a couple ground outs to second as well. 0-1 inside. Johnson ducks out of the way again. Very similar pitch. Hit Lichtenberger squarely on the side. Just one batter previously. 1 ball and 1 strike on Johnson. Connor Schaus, the man waiting on deck. The A's have already added 2 to their run total this inning. 1-1. Fastball called a strike on the outside. Johnson behind 1-2. Bases loaded, 2 outs. A's lead the Whitecaps 5-3. Here's the 1-2. Fastball called, strike 3. Briscoe just dances out of it, but does so a little bit late. The A's take the lead in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's 5-3, Chatham on top. Josh Swink heads back out to the mound, in line for the save. When we come back on the other side, Swink faces 4, 5, and 6 for the Whitecaps, looking to get Chatham its second loss of the 2026 season.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Off a satellite, crushing the last lone Americanized. This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? I was sitting around a dead dial, just another lost number in a file, dancing down a dark hole. Searching for a world with some soul. This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? Is there anybody alive out there? I just wanna hear some rhythm. I just wanna hear some rhythm. I just wanna hear some.
Top of the 9th, ready to get underway. Anglers leading the Whitecaps 5-3. Josh Swink is opposed by 4, 5, and 6, the middle third of this Brewster order, starting off with the left-handed hitting right fielder Cass Strayer from Florida. It's a 2-run Angler lead thanks to a 2-run bottom of the 8th inning. Dosa now in right, replacing Reynolds. Lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch to Strayer. Breaking ball, called the strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. The count on Strayer. Oh, 1. Fastball called strike 2. .93 miles an hour on the last Josh Swink fastball, right at the tippity top of his range. His 0-2. Breaking ball outside. Tried a slider that started down the heart of the plate and broke away from the left-handed hitting Strayer. Glove side. Break from the lefty Josh Swink. Coming out of the stretch. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Fly ball, right field. Dosa drifts back at the wall. He jumps, and he can't get it. It bounces off his glove and over the wall. A solo shot for Strayer. The Whitecaps are within 1. It's 5-4 Chatham in the top of the 9th.
Now batting for Brewster, the designated hitter, number 29, Owen.
Dosa got all the way back to the wall, timed it well, leaped up, and it hit his glove and left the yard.
He was tracking it the whole way, almost bouncing back with the ball. And it's hard to say he should have robbed a home run, but I bet you if you ask him, he'd say he should have.
First pitch to the right-handed hitting Jenkins is upstairs. It's 1-0 pitch. Fastball cut on and missed, strike one. It's a game that just keeps getting more interesting, really. We were scoreless through most of the middle of the game. The last runs that had come across did so in the 4th inning. 1-1 in the dirt, 2-1. The last home run by Strayer. That's the Skin in the Game highlight of the game, brought to you by locally owned Contemporary Dermatology, a leading provider of comprehensive dermatology services, including medical dermatology, skin cancer diagnosis and treatment, and aesthetic services with offices in Hyannis, Marston's Mills, and Plymouth. Cole Strayer has Skin in the Game. Ground ball left side, picked over there by Neville. Long throw across the diamond in time. First out in the top of the 9th inning. And we've got a pinch hitter coming up for the Whitecaps. It's the shortstop, Jake Lambden, batting from the right side to oppose the lefty Swink on the mound. He replaces Petey Kraska at first base. First pitch from Swink. Swung on, tapped straight back foul, 0-1. Lambden just wrapped up his junior year at Duke from Rancho Santa Margarita, California. About 30 miles away from Anaheim. .277 batting average this past year at Duke. 8 home runs, 32 RBIs with the Blue Devils. 0-1. Popped up, out of play right side. Lambden's down 0-2. One gone, bases empty in the top of the 9th inning. Chatham leads Brewster 5-4. A's looking for their second win in as many nights. Swings 0-2. Ground ball towards second. Lichtenberger to his right, throws to first. In time! He made the play deep behind second base, threw off his back foot to first, and cut down the speedy Lambden, trying to beat it out at first. 2 gone in the top of the 9th inning. This broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited. 2 gone. Terrence Keel, the last hope for the visiting Whitecaps. 5-4, Chatham leads. Swings first pitch. Breaking ball, called a strike. Keel, the 8th batter. Rather, the 12th batter Swink will face. 0-1. Fastball just low. 1-1. One pitch. Fly ball right field. Dosa back into his left. He stops on the track. Little hop and he makes the catch. This time Dosa keeps it in the yard. This time he makes the catch. And Chatham wins 5-4 in the 9th. The A's win their second in as many nights. They end the 2-game winning streak for the Whitecaps and improve to 2-4. Whitecaps fall to 3-3. Josh Swink goes the final 3 innings for Chatham and keeps the A's in front. 5-4 your final. It's 5 runs on 8 hits for Chatham, no errors. 4 runs on 6 hits with 2 errors for Brewster. Chatham moves ahead of Orleans in the standings in the East Division. Once again, 5-4 your final. Caden Dosa, the defensive replacement for Corbin Reynolds out in right field, hauls it in out there for the final out. He also had a double in that eventful 8th inning and scored the 5th and final run of the night for Chatham. It's 1 run on 1 hit for the Whitecaps in the top of the 9th inning. 1 run, not enough, however, for the Whitecaps, who end up losing by a single run. Lots to unpack after this game when we come back on the Anglers Extra Postgame show presented by Sweet Tomatoes. Jake will have a conversation with a special guest fieldside, and we'll have your postgame highlights brought to you by Touchstone Closing. It's all coming up on the other side, the Anglers Extra Postgame show, when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC.
When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, ooh, I wanna be there in my city. Oh, 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 oh. So you think you're lonely? Well, my friend, I'm lonely too. I wanna get back to my city by the bay. It's sad. There's been mornings out on the road without you, without your charms. Na 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 na. When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, ooh, I wanna be there in my city. Oh, oh, when the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, ooh, I wanna be there in my city. Oh,
Anglers Extra.
Well, it was a close one through all 9 innings tonight. Chatham picks up its 2nd win of the season, 2nd win in as many games for the Chatham Anglers. They win 5-4 over the visiting Brewster Whitecaps. I'm Chase Abrams here for your Anglers Extra Postgame show, brought to you as always by Sweet Tomatoes Pizza. 5-4 Chatham wins. Jake Klein is standing fieldside with a special guest.
Chase Diamond side with Cooper Neville after the A's win 5-4 over the Brewster Whitecaps, win their 2nd in a row. Cooper, all 5 Chatham runs tonight off of your bat. What worked at the plate?
Honestly, my wife just got in town. I think that's a big part of it. Got family here, so a little bit of a encouragement.
What does it mean to you to have them here in Chatham?
It's awesome. Honestly, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's beautiful here, but, it's still far from home, so.
What have your impressions been of Cape Cod so far?
Man, it's like heaven here. It honestly is just water, fishing, 70 and sunny. It's been amazing.
How'd the fishing go on the day off?
It was all right. Just caught some sunfish. Looking for a big bass here in the next couple days, but it'll come.
Chatting with Cooper Neville on the Anglers Extra postgame show. Cooper, what are your goals for your time in Chatham this summer?
Honestly, I've heard that we have a losing season the last couple of seasons. So I'd like to leave my mark in the season that I'm here and get some smiles on these fans' faces, because everybody's amazing. The host families, the people that come and support, the local businesses, they're just so supportive.
There's Cooper Neville on the Anglers Extra postgame show. Cooper, thanks for the time.
Thanks.
Back to Chase for the rest of the Anglers Extra postgame show.
Cooper Neville, the man responsible for all 5 Chatham runs tonight. It's time for your postgame highlights, presented as always by Touchstone Closing. Chatham wins 5-4 tonight, but it was actually the Whitecaps who got the scoring started off in the the top of the second. 1-0. Swing and a miss. It gets to the backstop. Traeger gives chase. Coming home is Jenkins. He's in easily. No slide required. And Brewster leads 1-0 in the top of the second. That was Jenkins, the man coming in to score for the Whitecaps to start the scoring off 1-0. It was a 1-0 lead on a wild pitch, but Brewster left nothing up to chance, adding on another no wild pitch necessary this time with Jacob Lee up to the plate. 0-1. Fly ball, right field. It sends Reynolds back at the track, at the wall. He bounces against the wall, and it clears. Jacob Lee puts one out to right, and Brewster leads 2-0 in the top of the 4th. Jacob Lee puts the Whitecaps up 2-0, and Brewster on the road at Veterans Field tonight just continued to add on once again in the top of the 4th inning. 1. Line drive over the head of Hovatter. It's a fair ball rolling down the right field line. Sprinting towards third is Jenkins. He gets the wave from the third base coach. Into second with a RBI double is P.D. Kraska, and it's a 3-0 Whitecaps lead in the top of the 4th. 3-0 felt like a big lead for Brewster until Cooper Neville stepped to the plate in the bottom of the 4th inning and evened things with one swing of the bat.
1-2 home. Drilled deep right field. Strayer turns back at the fence. He looks up. It one hops against the wall. Hovatter comes in. Traeger coming around. The throw to the plate, not in time. It skips away and rolls out of play. And now Neville comes in to score. A Little League inside the park 3-run homer for Cooper Neville has tied the game. 3-3 in the bottom of the 4th.
And it stayed that way for 4 more innings here at Veterans Field in Chatham. And then Cooper Neville, the man of the night, stepped back up to the dish in the bottom of the 8th. Line drive up the middle, knocked down by Laskowski, but there's no play at first. Coming in to score is Hovatter. Neville gives Chatham the lead, 4-3 in the bottom of the 8th. It was a lead the Chatham A's would not relinquish. 4-3, Chatham led in the bottom of the 8th inning, and Gabe Frazier stepped up, just looking to add on a little bit more. 1-0, fly ball, left field. Magpok drifts back, should be playable. Now he comes in, and he can't get it. It drops in front. 1 run comes in to score. Dosa coming in from third. Neville goes first to third. It's a bloop base hit on a ball that hung in the air for nearly 7 seconds. That made it 5-3 Chatham. Whitecaps weren't going quietly, however. Before they could do anything, they decided to add back one more with the Strayer home run to make it 5-4. And then Josh Swink ended things for the A's. 1-1 pitch. Fly ball right field. Dosa back into his left. He stops on the track. Little hop, and he makes the catch. This time, Dosa keeps it in the yard. This time, he makes the catch. And Chatham wins 5-4 in the ninth. The A's win their second in as many nights. They end the 2-game winning streak for the Whitecaps and improve to 2-4. Those were your post-game highlights, brought to you as always by Touchstone Closing. Chatham gets the win, improves to 2-4. Josh Swink, credit for the win. He's 1-0 tonight. 1-0 this season after tonight's game, a 3.6 season ERA. And Briscoe, the man credited with the loss, he falls to 0-1. Jake, Chatham 2 wins this season, back-to-back nights. Seems like the A's have a little momentum going.
They do, and unlike yesterday's laugher, 17-2, where they just showed up and blew Katuitt out of the water, this was a close back-and-forth game. They had to come from behind, then they had to hold on to a lead. So felt really like the first test of the season for Chatham, at least the first test passed for Chatham.
First test passed for Chatham indeed. The A's win a nail-biter here at Veterans Field. 2 wins this season for Chatham. A winning streak on the rise for the A's. 2 straight. 2 in a row. Chatham improves to 2-4. 5 runs on 8 hits tonight and moves up to 4th in the standings in the East. When we come back, the next game, Chatham takes on Falmouth right here again at Veterans Field tomorrow night. We're on the air at 6:40 as always on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Anglers Baseball 2026 has been brought to you by the Chatham Bars Inn, Chatham Clothing Bar, Touchstone Closing, Mahi Gold, Chatham Paint and Hardware, Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, Cape Cod 5, the Red Nun Bar and Grill, Short and Sweet Ice Cream, and by the Chatham A's.
Chatham A's Baseball, Sports Radio, play-by-play, summertime on Cape Cod.
This has been an exclusive presentation of Chatham A's Baseball on TRZ Team Line.
Chatham on TRZ.